The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Six minutes past the hour. 97.3 Citi FM, the gramophone chorus with a wonderful praise medley, welcoming you to your favorite radio show here on this side of town. Oh yes, the name is Bernard Avle. So grateful to be with you. Starting off with a song, getting into a lot of things, a brilliant opportunity to use radio to redefine our reality. Starting off with our newspaper review segment, there's business, there's sports. We're also Christian March, the Heritage Month, and on we go. Today, the 18th of the month, we continue with our fascinating story on the history of some religious groups. Great conversation coming up later in the show. And it says, call to me and I will answer thee, and I will show you great and mighty things which you know not. Call to me. Isn't it amazing that the Almighty God is still waiting for you to call? You would have thought he would just simply talk to who he wants. But he says, call to me and I will answer thee. So the song is saying, we will call upon your name, O Lord. Learn to use a song of praise to call upon the name of the Lord. And he says, not only will I answer thee, but I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know. What a great assurance. Learn to call upon the name of the Lord. For your family, for your nation, for your community, for your students, for your customers, for your colleagues at work. Call upon the name of the Lord. Oh yes. We're enjoying this song with our white handkerchiefs. But it says, how can they call on him in whom they have not believed? So it's not enough to call. You need to believe who you're calling. But how would they believe on him of whom they've not heard? So somebody needs to tell you. And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? Oh my God. So the question is, where have you been sent? You have a sermon, you have a message. Some of us, our pulpit is on air 6:25 to 10 a.m. Some of you is a normal church. Some of you is a classroom. Even it's a hospital. Wherever you've been sent is where your message will thrive. So the key question is, where have I been sent? You are always sent to a group of people at a particular time with a specific message. That's how to live a life of impact. Who have you been sent to? Me, c'est son. Kwemo boni ngwe bofo ile aminla hallelujah amikem bolishi. They are going round and round singing hallelujah. Oh Charlie. When I was young, I used to hear this song as Sankwila. Ngwe malemi abadu we Sankwila.
It's not the Sankwila.
Oh yeah, it's the whole thing. Yeah. Bofuilela hallelujah kebolioshi.
Michel Ozumoso abadu Sankwila.
Oh man. These are classics that will never change.
Yeah man. Thank you. Hallelujah. 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 Michel Ozumoso Abalue Sankwila.
So when you go to La Nativity Presby Church and they finish the offering,
thank you,
and they are doing free for all praise.
Thank you.
That's when you see Charlie
movement. No, then the
then you see an old man from the back,
yes,
holding his
walking stick.
Then he's coming for his offering. Yeah, then Charlie there, I'm abolishing the king.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. They are singing angelic song. Oh my God. And it's part of the Heritage Month.
Very necessary.
Yeah, because
very,
you know
important.
the traditional churches, they merge the song with other things.
Extremely important.
Very serious.
You know, these days, once a while, I pass by the English service, PIWC.
Yeah.
When they sing the song,
You know the feel like.
Man, just here, you know, I
go back to
feel
the old local one.
when I enter the TTIT,
They wear duku.
Oh, yeah,
and the men sit on the left.
and the tambourine.
That's the correct one. Yeah, that's the traditional one. Anyways, an interactive show. We're happy to hear from you. 054-998-6996. Thank you, Gramophone Chorus, for lifting our spirits. 632 newspaper review brought to us at Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood. From wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here to help you finish. Bank with us. Let's turn your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And there are incredible benefits of Excellium from Total Energies with its amazing 3-in-1 power. The new formula is additive enriched with its powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Experience the difference with Total Energies Excellium. New formula. Choose Excellium. Choose quality. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in a drink, get Piva beverages, the cola, the orange, the cocktail, the grapefruit, and the tangy. Available at a local store. Call 0550-032231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. We're getting to a newspaper review right after this.
Looking Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, the go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
The go.
Yo, Anna. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out there your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out there your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. Many one. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
SMP 6:39. We're gunpins a newspaper review with what's the name of the guys? Godfred, Godfred and Caleb. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What is your confusing this morning?
Good morning.
Dr. Amin Adam came to confuse you yesterday. You are still confused.
No, I can't be confused. I cannot be confused.
Yeah. My name is Godfred Akotobo. Good morning, Ben Adam.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Salada Kumasi people, what's up with the lights?
They said some underground cables are something. So there's some underground something.
So it's something.
So basically, the Minister of Energy went there, and apparently there are some damaged underground cables, which are causing intermittent power outages. So they are not happy. Yes, so that's what is happening. And the minister is there. The Ashanti Regional Minister is also there.
Yeah, the minister was lamenting that people's gadgets are going, being
so actually it's a big story, because if you check our websites, the Kumasi, so for example, it says new transformers, power plants to ease Ashanti region's power crisis. Okay. Meanwhile, stop lamenting. Ensure stable power supply in Ashanti. Quite as MP to Jinapo. MPP for you. Not busy. They get off fast. Now they get off. Now, fuel prices.
They also say they want a dedicated hospital for MPs.
We haven't gotten there yet. Fuel prices fall again as global crude costs decline. So that's a good one. And then Boku conflict, 2 shot dead in Binduri. Death toll rises to 76. Prison service to prioritize agric for national food security. This is Bafoboni, who's the new Director General.
They're going to weed.
Yes, for prisons. Meanwhile, Mama appoints new acting service chiefs for Ghana Armed Forces.
Oh, who are they?
I'll tell the names shortly. Meanwhile, state drops treason fellowship charges against Bakavomawo. And then in the parliament matter, Bagwin raises alarming security threats in parliament. And then as a consequence, Apenyo Marking is proposing a new chamber. And that's lots of different angles to that story. And his opposite number, the majority leader, says that's not the right priority for now. In fact, call for new chamber, MP's hospital misplaced. Inus Hussein is also talking here. And then TOR requires $25 million for full revamp, according to the MD.
They always require something.
Every day.
Company.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 24-hour economy policy is a deceptive one without funding. Adam spitting fire against his opposite number. Also, he says COVID-19 loans were necessary, not reckless, he claims. Meanwhile, transform Ghana's prisons. You have my support, Mahama, to the new prisons DG. Let's stay with websites. All these stories I read for you were from citynewsroom.com. Other stories there. Today we are changing the flow a bit. So the northern region, the residents who have been affected by flooding prevent NADMO officials from assessing damage after a rainstorm. They say the NADMO come and take pictures, they don't do anything, so they should get out. And then Asante is telling government to assign printing contracts to Ghana Publishing Company. You wonder why government will need to be encouraged to do something that we all know is right. But that's how Ghana has become. It's been hijacked. So Asante is advising us. Let me end with my journal online. We tax bet winnings, not lottery winnings. Former Finance Minister sets record straight. Also, LI 2462 repeal process underway to be laid soon. Environment Minister assures. This is Galamsey. And then, as we read, Apenyo Marking proposes MP's hospital and a new parliamentary chamber. Ayariga opposes. Those are some of the stories making the rounds online. What are the newspapers saying?
Well, the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning, they are reporting that experts demand lower lending rates as T-bill rates tumble. Also on the front page, stakeholders propose special military units for forest protection and 400 guards trained to safeguard water bodies. I will give you details on that. But also very importantly, on the back page,
river bodies, and Chief Justice is calling on the citizenry to embrace alternative dispute resolution.
All right.
Take you to the front page of the Daily Guide this morning. They are focused on Kisia Jabin and Oforia touch each other's throats, court suits, Interpol red alerts. KNUST murder suspect charged. The seizure of the opioids as well on the front page of the paper. As is the Asante Hene.
Ghanaian Times leads with 2,000 youths. Okay, one says 400 blue guards, other says 2,000 youths to protect water bodies. This is attributed to President Mahama as the government launches Blue Water Guard initiative. And then in the Upper East region, hot weather puts Ghana Health Service on high alert. Varsity Dawn calls for right leadership towards education reforms, and teacher in court for alleged fraud, $11,000 theft.
All right.
Let's take you to the business pages, Bernard. I'll start with the front page of the graphic business. Our good friend Professor Suming, Dr. Patrick Suming is here. Redirect funds to real sector, he says. 5 key actions to tame food inflation, Dr. Etia Hene outlines.
Right. Daybreak is announcing that 5 armored land cruisers are missing from the Ghana Armed Forces fleet. And then Senna booted out of national security. Mahama sacks 15 top generals. And we're told, let's review free SHS and let those who can pay. Otumfuo said to the second speaking.
Finally, from me, the front page of the BNFT, Bernard. Financial stocks outpace broader market as sector recovery continues. VAT overhaul will ease business costs, boost revenue, according to an expert, and export competitiveness waning, according to a report. I'll give you details of that.
Economy Times, final one for me as well. IMF key stakeholders to determine improved new VAT system, and Ghana classified at high risk of debt distress as total external liabilities stand at 28.3 billion US dollars. And there is something on the 2025 budget. It puts restoration of stability before economic expansion.
So the debate on the budget begins today. Before that, the MPP is talking. Amin Adam says 2025 budget is dead on arrival, fails to address economic challenges. He was speaking on a point of view yesterday. He basically poo-pooed some of the things that the budget sought to do. He refuted claims that there was no freeze on employment, accusing government of replacing workers affiliated with previous administration with its own supporters. He further criticized government hiring policies by declaring a net freeze on employment in the public sector. They are simply telling Ghanaian youth who had hopes of securing public service jobs, they will not get them. Dr. Amin Adam also cast doubt on the viability of proposed Women's Development Bank, saying the 51 million was too low for capital. But let me take you to Kumasi, where the big story is from the energy sector. Power supply issues in Ashanti region and Kumasi metropolis are set to improve with the installation of new transformers and establishment of additional power plants. Residents have long voiced concern over frequent power disruptions which have severely impacted businesses and households. For months, several areas in the Ashanti region have experienced erratic power supply, with businesses bearing the brunt of the crisis. The situation has persisted for weeks, prompting widespread public outcry. As we speak, my phone is off. There was no light the whole night. I use my phone to talk to my customers. I'm going to charge it at a friend's place right now. It's really affecting us, said Richmond AC, a resident of Kumasi. Now, over the weekend, nearly all communities in the region were plunged into darkness, with the GridCo attributing the issues to transformer switching. Regional Minister Frank Amakuni lamented the worsening situation, and then in response, Energy Minister John Abdullah Jinapov visited the region for discussions with key power sector stakeholders to address the issue. His tour included inspection of critical power infrastructure at Mary, Senate, and Aska and Awomaso bulk supply point. During the courtesy visit to Menshia Palace, the Asantini edge officials of ECG, GridCo, and VRA to collaborate with the minister to ensure a lasting solution. And then what the minister says is that what we witnessed over the past 2 days has to do with the fact that when you are switching from one transformer to the other, you have a few challenges, but the problem has been resolved. It will not end in Kumasi. Wherever these challenges continue to persist, we are determined to address them, he said. Meanwhile, MP for Kwada also says he should fix the problem and stop complaining. That is why he was voted in as new government. Let's get to other stories.
Well, I'll take you to the fight against illegal mining on page 20 of the Daily Graphic. 400 guards trained to safeguard water bodies. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources has started the training of river guards to protect the country's water bodies against degradation. Currently, 400 recruits known as the Blue Water River Guards are undergoing training at the Nzilebo Forward Base of Ghana Navy in the Jomora district in the western region. The government intends to train 2,000 river guards across the country this year. Now, at the launch of the Blue Water River Guards Initiative on behalf of President John Dramani Mahama, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakufo, said, today, under Resetting Ghana agenda, we are proud to introduce 2 groundbreaking programs: the Tree of Life Restoration Initiative, sounds like a church, and the Blue Water Initiative, which we promise to deliver in the first 120 days in office. We also spoke about the Bonsa water treatment. Says that this is the Western Regional Minister, Joe Nelson, said the Western region held one of 3 water systems in the country and had the highest concentration of water polluted by illegal small-scale mining activities. Now, on the same page, follow up from page 13 of the Daily Graphic, is a story that talks about the possibility of a special military unit for Forest Protection.
Yeah.
This is by Timothy Nyangme. So you can get a copy of the Daily
Well,
Graphic.
That's the Forestry Commission.
the convener of the Galamsey Media Coalition, has raised concern about the effectiveness of what you just read.
Yeah.
Speaking on point blank, he argued that while the initiative is commendable, the immediate focus should be on reclaiming water bodies and restoring degraded forest reserves. He says we are under siege. This is a war. He says this is nice to have, but is it the thing we need to do immediately? I would say no. We've done this water guard thing in the past. The difference is that of the 2,000, they are going to deploy 460 who have been deployed now. What training has been given to these people? How long have they been trained? Is this something you do after you have... It is something you do after you have reclaimed these water bodies, not before. This is what he said.
Thank you very much. And if you look in the Chronicles editorial, welcome Blue Water Guards, but, and Ghanaian Times editorial, don't treat Blue Water Guard initiative as business as usual. I want to turn our attentions to education now, Bernard. Start from Kumasi, and the Asantehene Otumfuo Setutu has called on the government to revisit the free senior high school policy, urging authorities to consider allowing families with the means to pay for their wards education, while government support is directed at brilliant but needy students. He was speaking during a courtesy call by the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu Otumfuo, acknowledged the importance of the policy but emphasized the need for a national dialogue to address its current shortcomings. Quote, this free senior high school we are talking about, although we have implemented it, if we have a dialogue and find out that it will result in students coming home every now and then because there is no food, then it is not fit for purpose. The Asantehene expressed concern over the infrastructural and logistical challenges faced by many senior high schools, including overcrowded dormitories, lack of science and ICT labs, shortage of food, and insufficient school buses. Quote, our dormitories are overcrowded, lack of science and ICT labs, sometimes PTA makes contributions to support, lack of school buses and shortage of food should all be looked at. So this is the Otumfuo speaking to the Education Minister when he paid a courtesy call. But the Catholic introduced cutoff points in free SHS policy to promote academic excellence. This is the president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference and the Bishop of the Sunyani Catholic Diocese of the Roman Catholic Church, Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jemfi, calling for a review of the free senior high school policy to help promote academic excellence. They are calling for cutoff points in a free SHS
and a
policy.
quick top up, the Education Minister calls for emergency fund to rebuild disaster hit schools. So in a response to the recurring destruction of educational infrastructure due to unforeseen natural disasters, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has proposed the establishment of a dedicated emergency fund. Now, it says this in the wake of fire that happened at Laboni School where he visited. He also said that there were similar situations with the Northern School of Business in Tamale and the Akokeri School in Ashanti region, which had also been hit by a rainstorm. He says that he believes that there should be a fund to supply money to restore these things that when they happen.
Let me tell you about export competitiveness waning on page 3 of the BNFT before I get to opioids. On page 3 of the BNFT, ASSET, that's the Africa Center for Economic Transformation, has expressed worry over the country's dipping export competitiveness, which it says has tumbled by 8 percentage points over the last 2 decades and is still declining. According to a new report by ASSET, the country's current export basket, 94%, has low technology content, which has not changed significantly over the last 30 years. According to the report, raw materials constitute about 51% of Ghana's exports, while intermediate goods make up 43%. Now, on the back page of the Daily Graphic, the combined efforts of regulatory and intelligence agencies at the Tema Port have led to the interception of opioid drugs estimated at 20 million Ghana cedis, supposed to be in transit to Niger. The busted opioid drugs included 26 cartons of tapentadol in 250 milligram strength, 160 cartons of tafradol in 120 mg strength, and 40 cartons of tapentadol in 120 mg strength. The consignment also contained 190 cartons of chlorpheniramine maleate and 320 cartons of diazoloperamide. The details are here, but what worries me a bit is that the authorities are saying they are investigating to unravel the full details of the shipment and its intended recipient, but something does not get to the harbor without an intended recipient known.
That's the point. It looks like
it cannot just show up at the harbor.
The details being given are rather scanty for such a massive story, and this is not the first time. Don't worry, there's a BBC report on this. So we'll keep an eye on this. Now, Babin raises alarm over security threats in Parliament. This was yesterday during the swearing in of the Parliamentary Services Board for the 9th Parliament. But the more controversial story is the minority leader proposing new chamber over security concerns, and then also proposing a new hospital.
A dedicated hospital.
I don't even understand.
Just
the
for
minority
MPs.
leader has proposed the establishment of a new parliamentary chamber to enhance security of MPs.
Yeah.
I don't think he means it.
I don't even know what is his problem. Then he goes on to say, indeed, when I visited the British Parliament,
Yes.
even within the chamber,
Yes.
there's enhanced security. Here in the public gallery, anybody at all can throw anything at an MP, and there's no security. Mr. Speaker, I'm therefore looking forward to an enhanced security regime, and I'm pleased to depart from this infrastructure. We can begin a conversation for a new chamber befitting the legislative arm of government. And as if that was not enough,
Yes.
he then goes on to also ask for dedicated hospital for MPs.
Yeah.
Minority leader Apenyo Mankin has called for dedicated hospital for MPs to address health concerns while ensuring ensuring health confidentiality. Same event, according to him, the establishment of a parliamentary hospital would be a significant step towards safeguarding the health and privacy of lawmakers. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this? The privacy of no lawmakers.
I just think he's saying some things.
Well, the majority leader didn't agree with him, and I don't understand who.
But they need
I mean-
dedicated. After we do the dedicated
Now,
hospital, add
Mahama
dedicated
Yariga rejected the proposal, citing Ghana's struggling economy as a reason why such projects would be unjustifiable at this time. At any time, not even at this time, at any time. He insisted that given the present economic challenges facing the country, a new chamber in a hospital for MPs was not priorities. It should never be done. They should go to our hospitals with us. What kind of...
Is it that Apenyo wants to cause as much outrage as
I think
possible?
I don't know. It's like every
on
day
a
you have to
daily-
drop a
I
banger.
think he's lost touch with reality.
No, I think
How
it's
do you
deliberate.
build
He's-
a new hospital for MPs? For what?
No, I think it's part of a strategy. I think he's on to. He's
Then
trying
this-
to do something.
Then this strategy is very different. Because I don't
because
understand.
Apenyo is a very smart man.
No, my brother, this doesn't make sense. That you should
This is
build
out
a
of
hospital.
10.
Even BOG's hospital, how many people are going there?
He's a very smart man.
So in Ghana, when people get power, they don't think about people. How do you build a hospital for MPs?
No, I think he
Where is that ever done?
No, I'm convinced he just wakes up and wants to cause outrage.
I don't understand. I mean, how?
Ghana may drop in never come.
Yeah.
No, he needs to come and explain this thing. Let's move to other stories.
The man that is Black
Mama
Stars.
sacks. Okay, Black Stars.
No,
right.
he has changed his security heads. I think
Yes,
he's
yes,
security
but the angle here is that he sacked 15 top generals. So President John Dramani Mahama, reading from Daybreak, has made changes in the command of the Ghana Armed Forces, culminating the dismissal of 15 top brass of the Ghana Armed Forces. The president, per the latest appointments, has sent 15 senior officers, including 4-star generals, 4-star general, 4 3-star generals, 10 2-star generals packing home. This is because the president has appointed junior officers to the current positions. They are Brigadier General William Ejiapong, Acting Chief of Defense Staff, Brigadier General Lawrence Kweku Betanu, Acting Chief of Army Staff Commodore Godwin Levinus Besson, Acting Chief of Naval Staff Air Commodore Eric Ajin Frimpong, Acting Chief of Air Staff, and Brigadier General Glover Ashong Anan, the Acting Chief of Staff.
And Bernard, if you are interested in Cocoa, get page 30. To get to page 30 of the Daily Graphic, Bernard, where Dr. Eric Mensah Kume has done a solid analysis of Cocoa Board and this problem, and is asking a lot of key questions. And Dr. Randy Abe has a lot of work to do when it comes to Cocoa Board. So you can get the paper.
Well, let me give some good news.
Give me good news.
Fuel prices fall again as global crude costs decline.
Yay.
Jonathan Ajay is reporting on Channel 1 News that fuel consumers are set to experience some relief
Yay.
as pump price declined marginally for the third consecutive time.
Marginally.
This reduction comes just 2 days into the second pricing window for March, with Total Energies leading the adjustment. The company has lowered the price of both petrol and diesel from 15.79 cedis per litre in the first pricing window to 15.49 in the second window. This marks the third straight drop in fuel prices since reductions began in the second pricing window of February, and is attributed to falling crude oil prices on the global market and relative stability of the Ghana cedi against the dollar.
But are the clock sacks still on strike?
I think the fact that we don't even know is an indictment on them. That you are on strike and nobody even cares. Look, they should get to work. We have a country to build.
They're
This
still
thing they
gonna
are
get
doing-
paid. And
Charlie,
this
when we needed you to strike, you went out to
strike.
do
When we
some
do
legal
solidarity
things.
with
Now
you,
sit
you
there
did
and tell us
U-turn.
that
Now you say they have
better
appointed
than-
someone. You
Pastor, come and do
Go
the
sit
work.
down.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News coming up next, brought to you by EcoBank. Let's remind you that scammers are working hard to deprive you of your money by soliciting sensitive information, including your password, your PIN, your card information, and others. Now, do not respond to emails soliciting these things. The other thing is you can only link your Ghana card to your EcoBank account at a branch or on ecobank.com. In fact, just go to the branch, it's easier. Or you may call 0800 003 225. Report any suspicious SMS, email, or phone call to the EcoBank contact center and delete text messages at once. You can also update your EcoBank mobile app at the App Store or the Play Store. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Cratchy, mommy rent. Emergency, emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more, dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
So Neil Atilat is joining us with the City Business News. Good morning, Nee.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, Ghana could be flagged for fiscal misreporting by the IMF. Former Finance Minister Dr. Amin Adam is warning. We'll tell you why. Also, government's recent increase of the Growth and Sustainability Levy for extractive sector gets backing from some industry players. And later, all set for City FM Channel 1 TV and Oxfam Tax Dialogue later today as analysts gather to dissect the tax implications of the 2025 budget. I am Ni Latte. Details of our stories now. Ghana risk being flagged for fiscal misreporting by the International Monetary Fund, according to former Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, who has accused his successor Dr. Kasayel Atuforsin of manipulating economic data in the 2025 budget. Speaking on the point of view with Bernard Avle on Channel 1 TV, Dr. Amin Adam claimed that the finance minister deliberately painted a bleak picture of the economy, raising concerns about transparency in Ghana's fiscal reporting.
If you actually take the 49 billion, what you get is deficit 3.4.
Not deficit 7.6.
Not deficit 7.6.
So you believe that we've met the,
and that would have beaten the
IMF criteria
of 4.2 deficit. And if you do that for the primary balance, you get a surplus 0.6, which is higher than the IMF target of 0.5 surplus. The minister didn't want this good news to say that the MPP did well.
But he also claimed that you left other payments for them. For example, say the road sector, you signed contracts worth over 100 billion, and money was only made available for 3 billion.
Those are commitments. And when we talk about commitments, they haven't even been executed yet. They haven't been processed and audited. So how does it affect government fiscals? Yeah. He manipulated the data.
Okay, he will have the chance to respond in Parliament.
Yes,
so we'll see how that works.
To bring out, fiscals that will pay the MPP. But do you know that the IMF has asked for an audit on this?
So you believe that based on what you supplied, they will be comforted? Yeah, the numbers that you give them are correct?
Yeah, the IMF has asked for an audit on this. And if it is established, as I have established, that he manipulated the data, Ghana will be cited for misreporting.
Meanwhile, the former finance minister is casting doubt on the viability of the government's plan to establish a women's development bank, questioning whether the allocated 51 million Ghana Cedi seed fund in the 2025 budget is sufficient to launch and sustain the initiative.
There is also the Women Development Bank idea, which was to support our women, to do trade and meaningful vocations, creating jobs for themselves, which I also think cannot be delivered. Because how can you, promise to set up a development bank for women, and then you allocate only 51 million Ghana cedis towards the establishment of this bank, when the minimum capital requirement for establishing universal bank is 400 million Ghana cedis? In fact, when it even comes to development finance institutions like what they want to set up, the minimum capital requirement is more. It ranges between 600 million Ghana cedis and 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. In fact, the list of them is the Guarantee Financial Institutions, which Guarantee Development Finance Institution, which is 300 million Ghana cedis. And so this is just deceptive. You have promised the women of this country you will create a women development bank to support them to create jobs, and then you are putting 51 million Ghana cedis.
Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam is former finance minister. The World Bank has reiterated the need for Ghana to have robust fiscal rules and stronger institutions to curb pro-cyclical spending and enhance debt sustainability. It notes that Ghana's strong economic growth over the past decade was sustained by increasing fiscal and external imbalances, ultimately leading to a full-fledged debt crisis in 2022. Here's more.
The World Bank's latest Ghana Public Finance Review report shows that between 2009 and 2019, Ghana's economy grew at an average of 6.8% per year, outpacing regional and global averages. By 2019, GDP per capita reached $5,540, 65% higher than in 2007. Despite this growth, fiscal deficits and rising debt posed major risk. Ghana's fiscal deficit averaged 4% of GDP between 2008 and 2019, more than double the 2000 to 2007 average. Public spending also surged, averaging 19% of GDP. After benefiting from debt relief and the HIPC, Ghana's debt rose again, reaching 60% of GDP. Interest payments increased from 1.4% of GDP in 2007 to 5.5% in 2019. The World Bank attributes the crisis to weak fiscal discipline, budget overruns, and poor revenue collection. Costly borrowing, especially Eurobonds, worsened debt vulnerabilities. The report thus urges stronger fiscal rules and institutions to enhance debt sustainability.
Neti Ajaho with that report. Now, some market analysts have backed the government's decision to increase the growth and sustainability levy on mining companies, describing it as a necessary step to enhance revenue generation amid soaring gold prices. In the 2025 budget presented on March 11, the government proposed raising the levy on mining firms from 1% to 3%, a move aimed at capturing a fair share of windfall earnings from the sector. Speaking at the economic dialogue on the budget organized by auditing firm Deloitte, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene noted that a comparative analysis shows that some countries impose even higher levies on mining firms, ensuring they maximize revenue during commodity price surges.
I begin to ask myself, if the Minister of Finance sees that it's only 14%, and there is a need for us to generate and put the mining sector extra 2%. I find it unbelievable. If you travel to Botswana, go and look at the diamond taxes and the way they have managed to increase it from the low 14% to as far back as 30. Now it's nearly 40%. Why do we have 14% for extraction? So let us be very holistic and use data. You spotted 46 billion. You took 36 billion, 85 billion. So if the minister is saying that in times like this, I'm just adding 2% for the next two.
That was banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwabwa, is expressing deep concern over the government's extension of sunset clauses on certain taxes, including the growth and sustainability levy. He cautioned that such extensions could increase the financial burden on businesses, impacting growth and job creation.
We appreciate that whilst government is withdrawing some taxes, government revenue should also be worked at so that we actually reach or get the targets that we need under the IMF conditionalities. However, 2013, we had a national stabilization levy. It was there for so long. Around 2022, the nomenclature changed. It became the Growth and Sustainability Levy. Sunset clause was put there. By 2025, it will go. 2025, it hasn't gone. Now we are extending to 2028. The import levy, same. 2013, way back. And it has stayed up to today. So the question is, when there is sunset clause on any tax, it means that there's a particular purpose for it. And therefore, by the time you say you are ending it, end it. Even if you come with something else, we will look at it together.
Seth Chum Akwabwa, a CEO of the Association of Ghana Industries. Now, with the 2025 budget heavy on revenue generation and economic growth, tax and finance experts will later today on the Oxfam Tax Dialogue Series discuss and analyze the tax implications of Ghana's 2025 budget and how the new fiscal measures will impact businesses, investors, and individuals. Join host Vivian Kai Loko at 9 a.m. on Channel 1 TV as she engages Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Ampemnyako, AGI Greater Accra Regional Chairman Chona Makpelu, Dr. Alex Ampabin, former Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Angela Azuma Alu, Fiscal Policy Advisor with Oxfam in Ghana, and Jennifer Moffat of Budget Ghana to break down the key tax policies, their sectorial effects, and compliance strategies. The forum will also explore tax efficiency, incentives, and policy reforms needed for sustainable development. And that's it for the breakfast edition of City Business News. I am Ni Lati. Do have a good business day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
It's 12:57. I imagine a date night with this live band music in the background. From date nights like that one, to making kids happy with the latest toy and ice cream, they seem very small, but they make the big difference, creating lasting memories. Now listen, good times start at Shell, where you can fill up on more than just fuel. Fill up on love, good tunes, laughter, sumptuous bites and treats from our partner vendors, juicy chicken filling burgers, snacks, a space just to unwind. We've got them all at Shell. While you're enjoying yourself with your family and friends, your car can also get the love it deserves at the Shell service station and wash bay. It's one roof for everything. Visit Shell today. Shell, go well. Shell is happy and associated with Kickoff, which is coming your way shortly. Gabby Affairs here. The Shell is also happy to be associated with Kickoff. The Shell Don't Commit campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's for education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270 040 799 or 0270 040 733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share whole, let's improve life.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
And from that refreshing tune, we're segueing to kickoff. Gabby Affairs, the man on the beat this morning. Man in Black. What's up, Joe?
Charlie, a bunting father.
Yeah, man. No, I went to the barber. I attempted something close to you.
Yeah, I saw you on Saturday.
But the membership are worried.
It's fine. It looks good.
I don't mind them, But just that it's not as clean as your own. You see what I'm saying? I didn't get to the solar panel level.
It's too early.
Kick off.
All right, Tuesday morning, time now for the very latest in the world of sports. I am Gabby Affair, and this is Citi 97.3. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, and La Shell, Let's Improve Life. Coming up in the next 10 minutes.
For the qualification, I need it just like any other person. Qualification is like the air that we are breathing. That's how bad I need it. And so that's why we are working. That's why you've seen me here.
All right, Kofi Adams, Sports and Recreation Minister, badly wants to see the Black Stars of Ghana qualify for the 2026 World Cup taking place next year in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Plus, bring you up to speed with regards to the team's training session yesterday at the Accra Sports Stadium. All of that plus the very latest from Europe. All right, so let's start off with Ghana's senior national team. A Minister for Sport and Recreation, Kofi Adams, is tight-lipped about the amount of money spent on the Black Stars. Now, while addressing the media after visiting the Black Stars' first training session in the lead-up to Ghana's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Chad later on Friday at the Accra Sports Stadium, the sports minister failed to specifically mention the exact amount of money that has been allocated to take care of the team's expenses. Well, the minister also shared his thoughts on the playing surface of the Accra Sports Stadium, which he said is in a very good condition.
Since that must be done for them to have a good environment to perform, we have put all those things in place. As for money, anyone who thinks that it is money that will make them to perform is deceiving himself or herself. Because it's not about money. Some of them, what they earn in a week, you can't pay them that even for a month. If they ask you to pay that for them for a month, we can't do that. So it's not about money. So money for me is the last thing that I'm considering. But I'm considering the conditions under which they will be playing. The pitch, the lighting, the environment in the dress rooms, and then what have you. These are things that are of concern to me. And of course, the technical department of the team.
All right, the Black Stars are joined top of Group I with Comoros on 9 points. The minister was asked about what he expects from the next two games against Chad and Madagascar.
For the qualification, I need it just like any other person. Qualification is like the air that we are breathing. That's how bad I need it. And so that's why we are working. That's why you've seen me here. In the last few days, if you have come here, I have been here regularly. Even yesterday, Sunday, I was here. Saturday, I was here. Friday, I was here. So it should tell you that I want everything in order for this game. And so I need it, just as any other person needs it, just as you, the media, need it, just as Ghanaians out there need it, I equally need it, and I know the players also need it. The coach himself have told me he also wants it. So we are all working towards that. Let's see how it goes, and I know God will smile on us. I just told the players that there's nobody better than them on this African continent. So they should know that they are good and they must get out there to show that goodness on the pitch of play.
Kofi Adams is Sports and Recreation Minister. Well, on the pitch, head coach Otuado welcomed 9 players to the team's base at the Alisa Hotel on Monday. Early arrivals include Mohamed Salisu, Kamaldeen Suleiman, and Razak Simpson, Gideon Mensah, Joe Wolacott, Antoine Semenyo, Benjamin Asari, Lawrence Atizigi, and Kamradini Mahmudu. He plays for Mediama Sporting Club. The remaining 17 squad members are expected to arrive by the end of today as the team ramps up its preparations. And today's training sessions will be also open to the public starting at 5 p.m. Lawrence Ajekum, who plays for Cercle Brugge in the Belgium League, has been called up to replace the injured Elisha Usu, according to an update from the Ghana Football Association yesterday. Well, Otuado remains unbeaten in the World Cup qualifiers, having led Ghana to 2 victories against Mali and the Central African Republic. However, his record in the AFCON qualifiers tells a different story, as he went through all 6 matches without securing a single win. Here's what the sports minister had to say about Otuado.
I think that Ghana is a nation that is very expectant, given the recent of the team. But I believe that the players do realize.
Am I satisfied? I would say time will tell. But I had my concerns, and those concerns, I registered them. But I think at this moment, and at the time that I have become the minister, and therefore have said we were too close to these qualifiers. And so the issue of changes should not be what should be on the table. That should be the last thing that should be on the table. The issue on the table now is how to prepare the team for the task ahead of us.
All right, so that's Sports Minister Kofi Adams speaking there. Now let's get to GFA boss Keta Craig, who is also expressing confidence in the Black Stars' readiness to tackle the challenge of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
I think that Ghana is a nation that is very expectant, given the recent performances of the team. But I believe that the players do realize or do acknowledge what is at stake, and that's inclusive of the Tinkar team, for which reason they have called for undiluted support by the Ghanaian people. And I believe that they will be, and they are ready to put up their best for their country. I believe going to the World Cup is a big motivation for everybody, the players inclusive. And I want to believe that they will be ready to do their best for Ghana. I want Ghana to be present at every international meet, the AFCON inclusive. I will never be happy that Ghana will not be at the AFCON, but that's the reality of life. And I think that hard lessons have been learned by everybody, me inclusive. I'll go out there to Morocco to watch the tournament, to be part of the group. But obviously, I would love Ghana to be there whilst I'm there.
All right, so that's GFA boss Keta Kreku. He says he'll never be happy that Ghana is not participating at the upcoming 2025 AFCON. It would take place in December. So, well, the Black Stars will be hoping to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, USA, Canada, and Mexico. Away from that, the Confederation of African Football has confirmed Ghana as host of the CAF African Schools Football Championship 2025, which is set to take place from 21st to 26th April 2025. The continental finals will be played at the University of Ghana's Legon Sports Stadium in Accra, and it's the first time the tournament's continental finals will be held in West Africa, following previous editions in South Africa. That's back in 2023 and Tanzania and 2024. In the Ghana Premier League, Instructorman's communications director Joel Kofi Jempe has hinted that the club would make a return to the GPL in the 2025-26 season, provided that the necessary security measures are put in place This comes in the wake of a statement released by the club on X, that's on Friday, where the management expressed deep concerns over their safety in the league.
One thing we are considering for now is we are initially withdrawing from the league for this season, then wait for measures to be put in place. If it so happens that we'll get the right measures from the appropriate quarters, and that is one thing we are considering for now is we are initially withdrawing from the league for this season, then wait for measures to be put in place. If it so happens that we'll get the right measures from the appropriate quarters, and that is our mother association, being the Ghana Football Association. Then if probably maybe to be extended to the Ministry of Sports too. I think whatever measures that will be put in place to ensure the safety of our players and our staff at the club, I think we might consider playing, or we may consider coming back to the league. That will be probably next season.
Joe Kofi Jumper is the communications director for Instruction Football Club. Well, let's take it to Europe. And Inter Miami forward Lionel Messi has been left out of Argentina's squad for their next two World Cup qualifiers. And a 37-year-old returned to Miami starting lineup for their Major League Soccer win over Atlanta United, but reportedly picked up an injury during Sunday's game. Inter later confirmed that Messi has a low-grade injury to his abductor muscle. In France, Marseille have condemned the personal attacks aimed at midfielder Adrien Rabiot and his family during a 3-1 defeat at Paris Saint-Germain on Sunday. We finish off with some boxing. And International Olympic Committee Executive Board has recommended that boxing to be included in the 2028 Games in Los Angeles. The sport was not part of the initial program when it was announced in 2022, but last month, World Boxing was given provisional recognition as the sport's international governing body, and the recommendation will still need to be approved by the IOC at this week's session in Greece. But outgoing IOC President Thomas Bach expected to be given the green light. That's the very latest in the world of sports. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com, and on X, there's more there for you. City Sports JJ. Just head there and follow our handle for the very latest in the world of sports. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care. Bye-bye.
Where are you headed today? Techiman, Salaga, Aflao, or beyond? At Shell, we believe your true destination isn't just today's journey. It's about where you want your business, your family, and your dreams to be tomorrow. So Shell Rimula is formulated to help you journey better. With anti-wear additives for ultimate protection, Shell Rimula with advanced Protection Plus technology prevents oil thickening and guards against harmful deposits. Whether it's the heat of the highway or the chill of the morning, Shell Rimula keeps your engine running smoothly and efficiently. Shell Rimula oils help your engine start effortlessly in any weather, because when your truck starts, your journey starts. Lower fuel costs, longer engine life, and smoother operations mean your business travels further and your dreams reach higher. Shell Rimula, the engine oil that works as hard as you. Drive forward. Reach your real destination with Shell Rimula.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
He's here, uncle.
Oi, you man, look at you, all grown up, innit? So good to see you, fam. I miss you so much. So good to be back home, bruv, innit? I can see a lot has changed, mate. Home sweet home, innit?
Sit down and let me serve you something delicious.
The food is looking good, fam.
Of course, some things never change. Just like how Gino tomato mix still gives my food that rich color and unique natural taste every time.
Hey, sister. Papupun sanwan kasa. Just like I remember. Inquire. Jollof ne die. Jaika. Eye danka sankasa.
Hey, ente duane na ma ukasa na sisa sisi.
Say Gino die. Efie ni fie.
This advert is FDA approved.
What's your dream this year? To pull up in a brand new 4-wheel ride? Or you want to travel? Where? Sentosa Island in Singapore? Or Desert Safari in Dubai?
Come to Dubai.
Or you want a laptop, microwave, brand new phone, TV? Chale, what you want, you can get with SG Ghana. Minya Ubecha 7Y. Join the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo and you could win the grand prize of a brand new Toyota RAV4. Simply deposit 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of it into your SG Ghana account from now till 30th May 2025. Non-customers can open an account to participate. Visit your nearest branch or call 0302-214-314 for further inquiries. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
This year, something magical is happening. A celebration of tradition, flavor, and community. Welcome to the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025.
Taste the heart of your heritage with mouth-watering dishes from across the country like Ademe with Akple, Tozafi with Ayoyo soup, Kokonte, Apopranta, Rare Quine, and many more. From rich spices to sweet treats, it's a journey for your senses. We're taking you back to your village.
Oh yes, let's recreate our age-old recipes.
But it's not just about food, you know. We're celebrating culture, connecting with family, and making memories that last a lifetime.
This March, let's come together and discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 29th and 30th of March 2025. The venue, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and the time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025, where food, fun, and tradition meet. See you there.
Interested vendors should call 0558-973-973 or 0205-973-973 to register. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Gino, Goa Natural Cocoa Fruit Juice, and Pan-African Savings and Loans.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or dial *447 *70#. Petra, achieve more.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
.35 City Breakfast Show. I'm getting a distress call from the motorway, the Accra motorway, that there's serious gridlock on the motorway near the Ashaiman underpass. Now, I'm not sure if this is for those coming towards Accra or those going towards Tema, but you say I should make a public announcement for the police to assist to bring some order. All right, so I'm appealing to the Ashaiman police, the Tema police, to help traffic flow under the Ashaiman underpass for the Accra motorway. Traffic is the traffic has happened there. Couple of quick birthday requests coming through. The Otumfo has raised some very fundamental points about free SHS, and I want to use that and this week there's a lot of things about education. Laboni Secondary School, 3 girls' dormitories got burned. The Minister of Education was talking about an emergency fund to help. All right. So what are the big things we need to do to secure the future of secondary education? Later this week, the Achimota Speaks event comes up again, and they are also making more proposals for free SHS. So it looks like there's a lot of interest in secondary education. So, for example, Achimota Speaks happens on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And look at their topic, the free SHS concept, what reforms are required. All right, and this is at the British Council Hall with some very interesting speakers, okay? And then, of course, over the weekend, a lot of old schools or a lot of secondary schools did their speech days, and you had old students doing some very, very important things. Some of them renovating classroom blocks, some of them donating equipment, some of them
ICT labs, solar
building
panels,
labs,
AI-powered auditoriums, and all that. So
I think that we keep saying this, and I feel we need to mainstream it now. The the power of the old students network as one of the solutions to our secondary school problems needs to be properly spoken about. So we'll make some time for that this morning. So from the Laboni secondary school problem to Otumfo's views about free SHS to the flurry of, and I want to commend the old students. So for example, Holy Child, they did theirs last weekend, not this one, last weekend. The 2,000 year group were here. And Caleb, the things they've done,
projects are huge.
I couldn't believe it. And they are not even up to 300 ladies, you know. They've done so much. They've done a specific year group project.
Yeah.
And they've done another, they have about 3 projects.
So some of them have actually put together an endowment fund.
Correct.
So that all their year groups are contributing towards that endowment fund, and then the specific year group that will be running, you know, the individual anniversaries or speech days also have a project that they run. So it's been an interesting
I want to ask a question. Which of the old school projects is the most meaningful? I like, so my seniors in the 96 year group, they did a 1 million cedi endowment.
Wow.
Which I thought was great. We tried to put up a place for school gatherings because of the size of the students. The people who followed my group, they built an AI lab, which was just fantastic. Okay. St. Augustine's 2,000 year group did some pretty interesting things. My mates in Adisadel built a hostel, or I think they built a bungalow or something. This is the group that had a Nilante Banaman. I think the Prempe year group, my year group Prempe, built a bungalow for their teacher. I think they built a bungalow for their teacher or one of their teachers. St. Augustine's, my year group, did some pretty interesting things as well.
So if your year group, if Eric Atasono is in your year group.
No, Eric Atasono is much older.
Okay.
But so he's like on the board or something.
Yes, so their project was worth $360,000.
What did they do?
They refurbished junior science lab.
Okay.
Yeah, worth $360,000.
So this is a recent speech day?
Yeah.
So that will be the 2,000 year group of St. Augustine's.
Yeah.
At Disadel with Ameya Debra and Co, they also did some very interesting things. Check for me at Disadel. And then there was Infantiman Girls.
So for Infantiman Girls, so for example, this what they said for the past 4 years, the hosting year groups have been mandated to contribute to the Moga Endowment Fund, which has been used to build an ICT-powered library.
Correct.
Now the reason for this is to ensure that Moga as an association is able to complete a major project in the school, while smaller ones continue to be taken up by non-hosting year groups.
Okay.
So in addition to paying all the bills, covering all the cost of hosting the 4-day event, which culminated in a speech day, that is the prices, logistics, etc., they contributed 300,000 Ghana cedis towards the Moga Endowment Fund.
So this is the Infantiman 2,000 year group.
Exactly. And then they also gave a seed money of 25,000 cedis to their juniors. This is the 2001 who will be hosting the next year. So 25,000 plus 350,000.
So 325,000 plus then.
Yeah.
What about the Holy Child girls? Find out from what they did.
Yes, let me do that.
I was telling you that my mates who are your school seniors, they built a bungalow for one of their teachers.
The teachers, yes.
Very nice, state-of-the-art bungalow, which they built. My juniors for Presec did an AI lab, which was
amazing.
Absolutely amazing. My mates at Disco also did. They put up a building. I'm not sure. I don't remember what building it was, if you can remind me. And then I saw Mayor Debra all over social media over the weekend with Nehemiah Tiga and Co. They are Disco, I think 2,000 year group.
Yes.
I don't know what they did, so maybe they need to remind me. And then I think there were a few other schools. I think Agri also did their speech day over the weekend. And I'm saying all of this because, you know, the Minister of Education is now saying they need a special endowment fund or a special fund to support schools in emergency, because apparently beyond the fire in Laboni, the Tamale Business School had also had some problem, and then a certain school in Ashanti region, Akrokeri College, also had a storm or something, and there was no immediate. And if you look at the videos of the Laboni girls' dormitory, it was completely destroyed, and you have teenage girls who don't have a place to sleep. So initially, their parents had to come for them. We need to find out how to give our secondary schools more liquidity, how to give them better facilities. You know, I don't think the kind of sanitation situation in our secondary schools is anything to write home about. You know, one of the reasons why maybe our kids will not go to the schools we went to is that the congestion is just too much. You don't want your child to go and... I don't want my child to have the experience I had. All right. So even though I like the school I went to, that's not how you should raise a teenager. Congested in dorms with poor water facilities. No. You need proper sanitation. And so because a lot of parents are pushing their kids into very, very expensive schools, and some are also now preferring day schools because the boarding facilities don't just work. All right. So Notumfo was saying there has to be a way of figuring out this secondary school thing so we don't compromise quality. Luckily, this government is open to that conversation. I think the previous government was not. They were not interested in discussing it openly.
Yeah.
So now people are talking. And I think we need to create the platform for the best ideas, including the forum they are having. So I'll come back to that topic shortly. I just wanted to lay out that. And please, if I haven't characterized your old school project well, let me know. Achimota 2000 year group also did something really interesting.
I have a disco here.
What did they do?
So a disco and took a project. So dilapidated job 600 was no longer fit for purpose, and it did not reflect the status of our disco. So here's what happened. So let me quote this. We decided to enhance STEAM education in the school, which will significantly expand the educational infrastructure and facilitate modern learning. As the first alumni group of the new millennium, we feel a strong obligation. So to bring Job 600 building up to a world-class standard, the group needed to raise $300,000 as the facility had not received any major renovation since its construction in the 1960s. So the revitalized Job 600 multi-purpose building, it will feature an amphitheater, 2 physics laboratories, a counseling unit, computer laboratory, robotics center, classroom and staff rooms, a NAMQ room, and then a storage room. So basically they're undertaking a project that's $300,000 worth. The project is called Job 600. It's a multi-purpose building that has an amphitheater, 2 physics labs, and other facilities that are there. Sometime last year, a number of the old students that came through told us some of them told us they were working on solar-powered projects because of the cost of electricity. Others were drilling boreholes, and some too were building multi-purpose ICT labs and renovating major dormitories that were no longer fit for purpose.
All right. So we'll come back to this shortly.
Oh, I need you so dirty, girl, I need you so bad, and I'm sorry to you, my lover, and girl, I wanna ride on my boat. Oh, I need you so dirty, girl, I need you so bad, I'm so sorry to you, my love. Yeah. Shotale shioga ebare, oh na na yeah, una ebare, shotale shioga ebare, una ebare, shotale shioga ebare, ebare, una ebare. Oflifo namo olaka, obeshele na keboye noye, onga pabeke kimase, oya woyo gesene, namo shaya shoya shwene, ao bati otokunoye.
All right, so I'm getting more information on what some schools have done, and this is not to shame anybody, but I think some schools are doing really well. For example, I'm told that the Holy Child 2000 year group raised 2 million CD maintenance fund, a fund that is governed by a board of trustees to cater for past projects and future projects. The whole point is to create a maintenance culture and ensure that all legacy projects are maintained. Charlie, 2 million CDs. So.
Yeah.
And you know, Holy Child is not such a big school. Like they are not that many. Charlie, 2 million is a lot of money. 2 million plus maintenance fund, 2 million plus. I mean, this is powerful, man. So I feel like there's a lot of power in this, which is not being harnessed properly. So one of the things I'll urge you to do is to attend this Achimota Speaks thing, Wednesday, March 19 at British Council. They will talk about free SHS. Some very interesting panelists will be there as part of the conversation on how to fix this. Luckily, Otunfo has raised the point again.
Yeah.
There's also the Education Forum. I believe that the National Education Forum will be a very important program.
Yeah.
And all voices must be heard. They should give a space for alumni to also come and talk about what they can do, what PTAs can do, what religious bodies can do. Because I think the question of education is a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
Government takes the lead, sets the policy. But we have to educate our children.
Yeah.
So we cannot leave everything to government.
Yeah.
You know. And the idea of some sort of cost sharing, whether it's day students getting free and borders paying, something has to be put in place, because you can't say government is paying and people be eating gari and what do you call it, gaso for 4-5 times a week.
See, alumni should sit down and watch.
No, give them proper food to eat because they are growing. Yeah. Give the girls better sanitary facilities. You know, let's not give this tokenism like we just. No, because I won't send my child to some of those things. You know that's not the best thing. So please, let's come up with good ideas so that we can build the educational system together. By the way, what's your year group doing?
My year group, they are doing. That's my year group. They're Charlie to talk about it.
No, when are you doing your speech day? That's the first.
We are in charge next year.
2026.
Yes.
Oh, so you have a whole year to plan.
Yes.
And then you better perform.
Yeah, we will perform.
Because
they should stop the MPP and DC.
Every year group does it.
No,
that's what keeps.
Charlie,
so I think there are two topics: football and politics.
But they don't talk football on my platform. All they do is politics.
My group, when Man U is losing or when they do something, they small.
Don't discuss anything.
There's even Has Kotoko on my own. They do small.
Yeah, I know I'm not much liked on the platform because I don't see anything.
So it's more politics.
It is all they talk about.
No, most platforms is politics.
No. I've seen your platform and what they talk about.
They do politics small, they do football small, they do food small.
There's an even balance.
But politics dominates because in the season.
I'm sure Shadrakud is listening to me this morning. He's the lead advocate.
Why your group politics in Kwa?
I'm up politics, Papa. Me won't be that.
That's what keeps the glue. That's the glue.
The glue. This glue we don't like. They should change.
No, that's what keeps the platform alive.
No, my year group, they should change. They should not change their super.
But my year group, they do some good things also. They contribute to help at some mates who are not doing well.
But come next year, we'll be prepared. That much. It's a very resourceful group.
You have to be
of young men.
How many are you?
A lot.
You have to look for money.
Oh no. They are very rich,
then they have to pay.
As for my year group.
So, but what does
the people who make up my year group forget?
What does Prempen need? What does Prempen need?
It's a question we must ask ourselves. Prempen needs a lot, you see, because also like Presec, the
numbers
population has gone up. I think our seniors did something. Nana Broja. And his people did.
This is the 2000 year group.
This is the 99.
99, okay.
Yes, they did some work on improving the water infrastructure. They did a 3-bedroom bungalow, I think, as well as a couple of other projects that have been ongoing. You know, and then for the 75th last year as well, they did some work. But we need to figure out what is important. You know, and this one is where Akolache and Toyin, instead of
in your year group
doing back for the president, let us go and check something.
Anyway, so we'll find out more what can be done. My main objective this morning is to discuss how we can harness that powerful resource for national development. Beyond bragging rights and science quiz, secondary education needs to be saved in a very, very meaningful way. And there are lots of people who are interested in helping. In the meantime, a few quick announcements. Financial freedom, peace of mind, smooth retirement planning are nice phrases, all available from Old Mutual. These are not just mere phrases. They form the DNA of our well-being. So whether it's making sure your child's education is taken care of when you're no more, ensuring lives to start or saving to start a business or preparing for retirement, Old Mutual is that company that cares for what truly matters to you. Call Old Mutual on 030 7600. That's 0307 000 600, or visit oldmutual.com.gh for more information. Don't just watch, feel every moment of passion like a true football fan. From conducting every pass, analyzing every play, and celebrating every goal like it's your own. That's passion, felt, lived, and shared. That's priceless. Now, when you pay with your MasterCard from now to 30th April, you can win an all-expense paid 3-day viewing experience of the UEFA Champions League final for you and your friends at the Aqua Safari Resort. So that's an interesting one. Use your MasterCard to make a payment and you could win a fantastic experience. Go to priceless.com/UEFA Africa. Terms and conditions apply. All right, let's talk about Chelsea University.
So, if you're ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career, apply for Chelsea University's Master's Program, which combines world-class education with African relevance, regardless of your career aspirations. And a Chelsea Master's Program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for your 2025 cohorts. Learn more at chelsea.edu.gh. And the future of energy is here, and it's more affordable than ever. Translight Solar is your trusted brand in solar solutions. For the past 10 years, we're making it easier for you to own a reliable solar power system with our flexible payment program. Starting at 49,000 Ghana cedis, you can now power your home or business by paying just 30% upfront and spreading the rest over 12 to 24 months period. Yes, it's that simple. Buy solar now and pay as low as 1,650 Ghana cedis every month. Say goodbye to doom and high electricity bills. Call us now 0504 249 229 0206 542 454. Visit translightsolar.com to schedule a free consultation. Translight Solar, wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight.
Now, if you're renewing your motor insurance policy with SG, you get some really interesting things. From now till 30th May, buy or renew your comprehensive motor insurance policy with SG Ghana, sound drive, and win big. You could win a 2-night all-expense paid stay for 2 at the luxurious Safari Valley Resort. You could also win 4 brand new tires or free car servicing for a whole year. There's more. Get up to 1,000 cedi free fuel instantly just for renewing or buying your comprehensive motor insurance policy from SG Ghana. Call 0302-214-314 for more information, or walk into the nearest SG Ghana branch to buy or renew your motor insurance. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Now let me tell you what Adisadel did. So the Adisadel Year Group, this is a story on citynewsroom.com. The Adisadel College Millennium Year Group has reaffirmed its commitment to giving back to the community through a series of impactful initiatives. While the group has made history with its ambitious refurbishment of the Job 600 building, the one you mentioned, their contributions extend far beyond the school walls, reaching the broader Cape Coast community through substantial donations to healthcare and education. Imagine this. And then they started listing the things they did.
Okay.
So Saturday, March 8th, during the school's 115th speech and prize giving day, the Millennium Year Group officially handed over the remodeled Job 600, as you read, state-of-the-art facility that now serves as a cornerstone of academic excellence at Adisadel College. The project cost over 4 million cedis. Was entirely funded through internal contributions, 4.7 million cedis, and external donations of 500,000 cedis, and sponsorships of 754,000 cedis. Can you imagine?
So,
President of the Year Group, Richard Ni Amu Arthur, emphasized the group's dedication to setting new standards. Rather than constructing a new structure, we identified an essential deteriorating facility on campus, Science Building. Through extensive consultation, we resolved to revamp the multi-purpose building to align with global standards. You read this earlier. Apart from this, beyond the school, the Millennium Year Group extended the goodwill to Adisadel Urban Health Center in Cape Coast by donating essential medical equipment to enhance healthcare delivery. Recognizing the need for improved medical resources, the group presented hospital beds, bedside locker, drip stand, trolley, drawer, cabinet, suction machine, tabletop ultrasound machine, pulse oximeter, digital sphygmomanometer, infrared thermometer, digital thermometer, and clinical thermometers. Can you imagine? The donation aims to strengthen healthcare services for the local community. And then that's not all. Investing in education, empowering the next generation. In addition to their healthcare support, the Millennium Year Group made a meaningful contribution to St. Nicholas Anglican Primary School. Understanding the importance of education in shaping young minds, the group donated cement for infrastructure development, bottled water for students, and reading books and pens to enhance literacy and learning. These contributions reinforce the group's deep-seated belief in the power of education and the need to provide young learners with the necessary resources to thrive. Then they conclude, a celebration of STEAM education. The 115th Speech and Prize Giving Day, held under the theme The Role of STEAM Education for National Development in the 21st Century, was a fitting platform to showcase the group's commitment to academic excellence. Keynote speaker, Dr. Ave Kluche, a NASA scientist and a proud alumnus from the class of 83, encouraged students to actively engage in STEAM projects and proposed the establishment of an emerging technologies club at Adisco, for which he pledged to support as a founding patron. Ochwasuom Osai Nyampong, the 6th patron of the Millennium Year Group, graced the occasion as a special guest, while the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Ibrahim Mutala, represented the President as the guest of honor. Then the Adisadel College Millennium Year Group's contributions reflect the broader mission of fostering sustainable development. Of course, they have a journalist in their midst, so whilst a lot of groups did different things, they put together a proper story. Obviously, because Ameya Debra is in that year group. Yeah. So you use your year group to do what you can.
Yes, and also just let me add that for the project that I mentioned, the 99 year group projects, the water improvement and then the bungalows, there was also Atlanta Senior Peter Kwating, Father Charles was also there.
This is 1999. 99.
Michael Nketia.
And what did they do?
No, that's what I was telling you. I did. So they did a water improvement project.
Okay.
To, basically improve water supply to all the dormitories in the school, in addition to the bungalow that they worked on as well.
All right. Okay. So people should stop telling me that their school is better than some school. Tell me what you've done. You know, people are doing things, so it's not about bragging, right? So
St. Rose's.
Tell me what you've done.
St. Rose's has constructed a teacher's bungalow, renovated bathrooms, construction of a new dining hall. That's an additional dining hall.
1 year group?
Yeah, so I think
they also don't many. They're like
groups, yeah.
Roses is like
Roses is very small. They are not that many.
So past anniversary year groups have undertaken these projects that I'm listing.
So mention them for me.
Construction of a teacher's bungalow.
Okay.
Renovation of bathrooms. Renovation of and construction of a new dining hall.
Wow.
That is an additional dining hall.
Wow.
Then the provision of dormitory lockers and wardrobes. And now I'm told the current old girls are raising 3 million cedis to provide solar energy for the school.
So you see, the secondary education thing, don't carry it on your head alone. Government, konungukaya.
Hey, please.
Otunfo said it.
If you say Kolano Mudi Bancha, the Roses people will not be happy with you. Banching is a key meal.
Let's review free SHS.
Read what
those who can pay.
Read it.
Otunfo 32 the second urges government. The Asantini Otunfo 32 the second has called on the government to revisit the free senior high school policy, urging authorities to consider allowing families with the means to pay for their wards education while the government support is directed at brilliant but needy students. Speaking during a courtesy call by the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, Otunfo acknowledged the importance of the policy but emphasized the need for a national dialogue to address its current shortcomings. Quote, this free senior high school we are talking about, although we have implemented it, if we have a dialogue and find out that it will result in students coming home every now and then because there is no food, then it is not fit for purpose. The Asantehene expressed concern over the infrastructural and logistical challenges faced by many senior high schools, including overcrowded dormitories, lack of science and ICT labs, shortage of food, and insufficient school buses. Quote, our dormitories are overcrowded, lack of science and ICT labs. Sometimes PTAs make contribution to support. Lack of school buses and shortage of food should all be looked at, he noted. Now, while acknowledging the positive intention behind the free SHS, Otunfo Osei the second emphasized the need for effective and sustainable implementation to ensure students benefit fully from the program. Quote, let us implement it well so that students will stay in school and have enough to eat.
That's all.
Unquote.
Okay. 2 minutes past 8, taking social media trends next with Susu Graham. It's brought to us by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. If you are sending money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, it's very easy and exciting through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS. You can do that. All you need to do is to visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash, and your money is transferred in no time. To receive money, you need an account with us. Find out how this works. 0596 921 921 is the number to call.
All right, so tech and social media trends. Susu Graham has the details. Susu, what do you have for us today?
Well, you just spoke about one of our trending issues, free SHS.
Free SHS is back?
Oh, of course. As the Asanteni has made a very bold claim, as we've heard, about the...
Let's bite the bullet.
Yeah, he's asked the government to review it and possibly change free SHS to make it no longer free across the board. So obviously that's raised a lot of conversations on social media, talking about the political implications, the fact that this government has promised to keep free SHS, the fact that they've said they've got the dedicated funding. So there's a lot of issues surrounding free SHS, so of course it's in their trends, and I think it's to keep trending as long as people keep making statements about whether we should keep it or not.
In this present form?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So the next person who's trending is our good friend Kofi Adams.
Okay, I hope for good reason.
Oh no, he had a meeting with the GFA people.
All right.
An official meeting. So there were pictures from the meeting, and certain people were in the pictures. Obviously, the GFA president was there.
But why shouldn't he be there?
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of people are saying he should be gone. That the
GFA guy should go.
He's
already got in the CAF position.
I was about to
He's
say
entrenching himself.
Exactly. A whole CAF exco member. We are talking about.
But I also met Kofi Adams yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I had a meeting with him, myself, my boss, and my team, and the NISAC team from Ghana Athletics.
Nice.
Yes,
That's nice.
So he's also endorsing athletics.
Well, I love to see that. Me, I don't want him to be.
But I didn't post on it.
I don't want him to be a Black Stars minister. So
I told him the same thing. I actually told him.
Oh, you told him?
Yes, that he should not do Black Stars. He should do athletics. Again, he said, yeah, he likes athletics, and that he will support it wholeheartedly.
Well, by their deeds, we shall know them.
Not by their words. 100%.
Exactly.
Correct.
So Boku is also trending.
Oh Lord.
Unfortunately, a military officer was killed in Boku yesterday. From what we are hearing, the reports that are coming out. So again, the increasing violence is worrying people because this has been going on since October, and it seems like there's no end in sight. So it's a really concerning situation. So there's a lot being said about it on social media. People are expressing their concern and their, what's the word I'm looking for? Their fears that this could escalate and spread to other parts of the country, because it can start small like this, but it can keep going. So, and then the last one I'll do for it, because there's a lot. Look, it's funny enough. There's no football, but it's giving the chance for other things to trend, which I like. So, because we're on an international break, of course. Temaport is trending.
Why?
So let me just get the correct amount. So
20 million Ghana cedis.
20 million Ghana cedis. Thank you very much. Worth of opioids were seized at the Temaport yesterday on their way to Niger. So we actually spoke about this over the weekend, about how this is one of the biggest trending issues in Ghana. It's an issue we are talking about. So a whole container with 20 million cedis worth of pills, and these pills, like BBC Africa have told us, are coming from India. They are not supposed to come to our country because they are illegal in our country. So it's a very big problem. So that's for the trend. So I'll go to the news now. So again, we'll go back to Mahama and the cryptocurrency issue.
What happened?
So like I said yesterday, his account seemed to be compromised, and we are hearing it is compromised, but we're not hearing there's not been an official statement. So it's very unclear, because the handle is still promoting cryptocurrency, but we're also hearing that this is not what's the government's official position. So we don't know what's going on. So the lack of uncertainty is making people worry that the president's account has been hacked. There's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no effort to recover the account, and they've not been able to stop the account from promoting cryptocurrency. Because if you go on the account, you see that there's every few hours, and let me just find the most recent one for you. So we can look at it right now. So there was one that I mentioned that was deleted yesterday, but 13 hours ago, the account posted again, exciting announcements coming. Solana will be the backbone of Africa's fintech and payment systems. Free, transparent, and lightning fast. Introducing the Solana crypto fund, and yes, an official meme coin too. So this is the last tweet. Again, promoting cryptocurrency.
Maybe if they want us to believe the president is endorsing this, we'll believe it.
No. But why haven't they taken action against this?
Which is why I'm saying, if they want us to believe that the president's Twitter handle is endorsing this.
But he will not.
Why? So it's been 13 hours. What's preventing them from telling us
because
otherwise?
Even the BOG doesn't endorse crypto. So how will your president be tweeting on crypto? So clearly somebody is either... So the problem is the people handling the account. Why haven't they come out to make an official statement on this over 24 hours since it happened? Because this thing happened 2 nights ago.
Yes. It started. So this started from Sunday night. First, in fact, the original tweet was on the 15th.
Yeah.
So he said, so the tweet came out, financial inclusion isn't just a need for Ghana, it's essential for all of Africa. With this low transaction cost, hashtag Solana could be the key to driving fintech growth and enabling cryptocurrency
How will
payments.
a president of a country be...
Maybe he's an investor.
Oh, please.
But you see, so this was on the 15th.
He's not Donald Trump.
So some people were very
You want him to
excited.
invest?
So some people were very excited that the president is opening his mind to different payments possibilities.
The president does not have the luxury to endorse any product which his policies do not support.
Well, there's
no policy around this. How can the president be tweeting about it?
Let me go through their timeline. So after this, there was the official launch of a coin called Solana Africa, which has then been...
But have we confirmed that is the president's actual Twitter?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's his Twitter account. So then the account tweeted a coin and a contact address. So for those who know a bit about crypto, the contact address is where you need to buy the coin. So the coin was put out there. People bought the coin. The value went up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
then
That
the majority of the coin was sold and investors lost money.
Our,
and then that tweet was deleted.
Our cyber people need to really wake up, because if the president of the Republic's Twitter account can be used to do this, and for a whole day and a half, we've not heard anything from government communications on this. I think it's pretty serious.
There has been
no comment from
Bernard. You see,
and maybe they don't know the seriousness of
I
this.
am going to get a bit serious about this because, you know, as usual in Ghana, you say some people don't understand, they start insulting you.
No.
And the messages
So
have started
explain
coming.
yourself.
No, you see, the position I hold on this
is that what?
Is as soon as these things happen, you see, and if you remember, it was part of the... Sometimes we don't make connections to things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we started having a conversation about what happens on the president's private Twitter handle vis-a-vis GBC, vis-a-vis Wizor, vis-a-vis this,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was like, oh, it's the president's personal Twitter handle. Whatever is posted there is nobody's business.
Who said that?
Oh, at the time. And this came from official quarters.
That doesn't.
This was definitely said on social media.
That cannot be right.
It was 1 week.
What happens on his personal handle is everybody's business.
No, at the time, you see, and I don't want to mention names, but those who defended it from the presidency know themselves.
And now somebody has now started doing this
and said that they said that what should concern us is what happens on the Ghana presidency handle.
So this is his personal handle.
This is his personal handle, which is why I said that if the president says he's supporting crypto, because it's been 2 days and there is no official statement on whether the handle has been compromised or not, because we've been told just 3 weeks ago by the people who look after the president's handle that whatever happens on the president's personal Twitter handle is his business.
Are you kidding me?
That is what they told well-meaning Ghanaians, who told them that once you become president, whatever happens on your personal Twitter handle is not your personal business
at all.
Everything that happens on that platform concerns the citizenry.
Yeah.
It matters, must be well thought through. Even when you post a comma, it must have meaning. So everything that is put there must be explained. So if after 15 hours, Solana is busy promoting itself there, and nobody has come out to tell us anything, why should I not sit here and
assume that
the president is endorsing Solana?
Question though is, who's in charge? Is it the government communication minister, or is this the president's personal? I don't know the arrangement. Who's supposed to be in charge of his Twitter handle?
That one, yeah.
But that's his business. But they should sort it out.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's terrible.
And
anyway.
like you said, because crypto is not a valid legal tender in Ghana.
Yeah.
The president alone is promoting illegalities, which is a huge problem.
It's terrible.
Aside the fact that we say we want to be forward thinking, we want to start with, we have to do it the right way. We also have to open it up legally, so that the president is.
So you are sure this is his Twitter handle?
Oh, is this? Oh, now I mean,
what is the?
If I see a Twitter, I know a Twitter handle. That one is a move with JD Mahama with 2.4 million followers.
So this is not a fake Mahama account.
No, it's not a fake account at all. And that's why I'm saying that the deleted tweet was also from the account, and people lost money, and people tweeted about losing money because the people who buy crypto, they know.
Charlie, Felix, if I be serious with this
people
matter,
are tweeting at us and sending messages that Felix has commented on this on another platform. It is not. We see this. These are not things that Felix should go and sit on a radio.
There should be a statement.
He should issue a statement.
There should be an official statement on this. This is not a commenting.
This is not a commentary matter.
I'm on his socials and there's no statement officially from the government.
This has nothing to do with the private
to
commentary.
issue a proper statement on this issue.
So until I call Felix to ask him on the City Breakfast Show whether it is the president to handle or not, I can assume the president is what?
Yeah, everybody cannot call him. He needs to issue a statement. 30 minutes past 8. Thank you, Susu, for setting the cat among the pigeons. That was taking social media trends.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Who do we say to bank baby? No lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. Me tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Gasaba. Smoke from firewood and charcoal is harmful and as damaging to our lungs as cigarettes. It can cause heart diseases leading to stroke and may even affect our eyesight in the long run. Grandmothers, mothers, sisters, wives, men, caterers, and everyone still cooking with charcoal, let's switch to LPG gas. The National Petroleum Authority has introduced the cylinder recirculation model in collaboration with local partners to make gas more accessible in all local communities. Whether you own a cylinder or not, join our CRM initiative. Simply show up at any exchange point near you with a small down payment to receive a filled cylinder or swap your empty one. Regular safety checks will be in place. Say ebisa mo say more gas. Afi de gasaba. Switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a better and healthier life. This message is brought to you by the National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy.
Adwa, Grandma looked very peaceful. I was completely amazed when I saw her neatly presented. She looked just like she was sleeping.
You haven't seen anything yet, my brother. You should have seen the care and quality treatment they gave her at transitions. One man, one room, just like a 5-star hotel.
Wow.
And not only that, we had a dedicated person to guide the family through the funeral planning process.
Are you sure?
Of course. From picking her up to when we lowered Grandma down, everything was completely stress-free. They had all the needed funeral services, caskets, hearse, chapel, and so much more.
This one, dear, no family fights after all.
I'm so happy we made the right decision to use Transitions.
With Transitions, your loved one gets the best of care while the family enjoys a stress-free funeral planning process. Call us now on 0302-634-706. And no, did I tell you they are affordable? Transitions, the funeral people.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 1 liter Mont Eagle UHT full cream milk, only 29 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 500 gram Good Start white oat porridge, just 19 cedis, 99 pence worth each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 23rd March 2025, only at ShopRite.
Football's magic never fades, even from the couch. The sound of halftime banter, replays at the touch of a button, sharing with my chosen crew, pure game magic. It's like I'm there, but with a better view from the comfort of my home. Priceless. From the March there,
to April 30th. Pay with your MasterCard, online or in-store, and stand a chance to win a unique priceless viewing experience of the UEFA Champions League final for you and your friends. MasterCard, proud supporter of non-stop fans. T's and C's apply.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Onyame Wamba for a bread. What man ready yo? On the China 70.
Minutes past 8, City Breakfast Show. So the big conversation again, what can the old students groups do to help salvage our secondary education? Very interesting projects coming through. So apparently Ebri Girls also did some very interesting things, and they've sent some list of things they did. I'll read some shortly, but the enjoyment is real. From now till June, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards. Free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we're here to secure you peace of mind. Visit any branch, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. Volkswagen wants to be part of every moment in your life. That's why we are here to help you with our brand new Terramont, which carries you for all the special moments. Whether it's starting a new family, arriving at that important social gathering, or even doing the basic chores at home. With this 3.6 liter V6 petrol engine, it drives really good. Call or WhatsApp 025 795 6688 for more information about our new 7-seater Terramont. We also have the Virtus, the T-Cross, the T1, the Allspace, and the Amarok pickup. Terms and conditions apply. Volkswagen, rise and thrive. And your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family and friends who visit your home. That's why Ashford produces a masterclass range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and space in your living room or balcony. We offer exquisite range of modern design living room sofas and couches, center tables, wooden beds, headboards, wardrobes, dressers, bedside drawers, and more. Call or WhatsApp 0243 200 729 or 0559 027 907 or visit our showrooms in all the big malls and other locations near you. Ashfoam is ISO 9001 2015 certified. Ashfoam, feel it, know it.
And renew or buy a brand new motor insurance policy with Provident Insurance from January to March 2025 and enjoy exciting rewards, including fuel coupons and exclusive Provident souvenirs. If you need assistance, chat with Obaya, a friendly WhatsApp assistant on 0242426396. She will sort you out anywhere, anytime. Visit any of our 15 branches nationwide. Provident Insurance is your reliable partner for 43 years, keeping you covered every mile of the way. Don't miss out on this special offer. Chat to buyer now or visit any of our branches, agents and brokers today. T&C supply with Provident. Man, you're covered.
All right, so more schools are telling us what they've been doing. So
Yeah.
apparently a Brie Girls 2000 year group also did some things.
So the recent project by the Brie Girls Secondary School 1999 Old Girls Association, AUGA they call them, AUGA 99, they have focused on transforming a major kitchen and dining hall of their former school. The students were eating in shifts due to space constraints, and so they decided to do something. With the support of old alumni groups, corporate sponsors, Ministry of Education, the determined former students raised 2 million Ghana cedis to implement an ambitious project, a modern kitchen and dining area fully equipped with ministry-provided furnishings and a 40-foot cold storage room. Now, at a brief ceremony held ahead of the school's 78th speech and prize giving day, the alumni handed over the facility to the school, an investment that will significantly enhance the school's catering facility. So this is an impact story that we have here on BNFT.
Okay, so that was a Brie Girls. And I need to say that this is just March, so there are quite a number of year groups preparing to do projects and the 2000 year group. So it seems like almost all the schools do 25 years after. I think that's the standard, which is another interesting one. So we are already standardized our alumni contribution. 25 years after you leave school, you have to do something. Some schools do 20 and 30, but mostly it's 25. So the 2000 year group are the ones doing these projects. And I need to say that the quality of what I'm seeing in these year groups is even much better than the previous year groups. Because for Holy Child to have 2 million CD endowment,
which is the way to go.
2 million CDs. That's a lot of money. A Brie Girls too, they spoke about 2 million as well. And
but the question, I guess, is what kind of stake does that give them in the running of
that's
the school?
That's a good point.
You know, because in the end, a year group might have all these things and contribute, but then most of the time we are responding to government policy, aren't we?
So this is what I think. There's government spends money. There's if it's a mission school, there's a church. But the alumni group must be like the third
force
tripod in that triangle.
In terms of
having a say, ownership. I don't know how, whatever. You are the one who's a PTA chairman, but I don't know. There has to be some, because it's episodic and it's very scattered. That's my view. You see, if you don't concentrate your forces, you cannot win. So 2 million here, 1,000 there. I don't think there has to be some. You see, because now secondary education is going through crisis, you cannot just say, let every school do what they can. Let's coordinate it. Let's have a way of standardizing it or something.
Yeah, but the thing also is resources are not the same.
Yeah, but I agree.
You understand?
So
the resources of a Prempeh college will exceed the resources of Suez School. You understand? So
but the policy doesn't have to be prescriptive as to what, but it has to be prescriptive as to how. You can see, so what I'm saying is that there has to be some understanding by the schools and the government and the churches that now it's a shared responsibility. Maybe the people who are thinking at the forum should put something together. But I feel like it can be a missed opportunity if it's not harnessed well enough. I'm not sure how to harness it. You can know what is required, but not know how to do it. So I don't know how they should do it, but they should decide. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys need to decide what to do with this, because it may not last forever. Because the kind of secondary school education we're having with the crowded schools. Look, Samuel, I'll tell you, you went to Suez School for 5 years and went to Laboni for 2 years. People who go to Suez School now, with 3,500 students, if he's a day student, the affinity you have for Swesco, you won't have it in 10 years because he's probably
passed through.
You get it? So if we don't channel it now, it in 20 years, old school spirit may not even be there. Because if I go as a day student and I live in Winneba and I go to Swedru, sometimes I'm in, out, in. What do they even call this thing? Charlie, me, I go and do classes at home. So I'm doing classes at home. The feeling that he has, where they spent the whole day in the school, they were reading, they were friends, nobody has that time. So in 10 years' time, the old school will not have anything. If the system does not perpetrate it. Do you understand? So we are going to a golden age of secondary school feeling, NSMQ, people are happy with their school, 2 million, they are using media to promote. It will not be like there forever. And a government will emerge one day and realize that old students are not even interested in their old schools again. Because a lot of middle class people are sending their kids to other schools. So there has to be more deliberation. So I don't know how.
Yeah.
That you people should think about it. It's not my work. I mean, you are the one who runs it.
Who runs one?
So you should think and talk to your colleagues and say, how do we convert this thing into a more meaningful intervention? Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your mind is somewhere.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
let's be here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Because he went to O'Reilly and he's been complaining every day that when he goes to O'Reilly now, his heart breaks because the students are mixing with like it's a whole mess.
Yes.
Somebody failed, which is why your school is where it is today.
True.
If some year group has woken up and said, no, this school needs new facilities. If some alumni in the 80s had done something that they are doing, your people will not be in that state they are in now. Where now, basically, non-students can enter the school. You get it? And they are not safe. The facilities are substandard. It's terrible.
And also to the point where perhaps if even a year group decides to take action to the point where they feel this is what rescues the school, what are the limits that will be imposed on them by the government's policy or educational policy? Because if a year group comes and says, okay, we have the resources, look, we are putting up A, B, C, D, we want the school to look like this, we are going here, we are going here, we are going here, and you also have government policy that says, well, you can't do this, you can only do this.
Things must go through a certain process.
channel, but the people also need to move the thing quickly, which is where the point you make about we must find a way to harness this relationship much better, because it is important.
Yeah. But I remember the story of a headmistress who was transferred because an old student went to donate furniture, and then we had gone there to cover this story. But the point was that the state of the school was so bad that we decided to put some attention on the school, and that incurred the wrath of the education authorities. She was transferred to a school that already had a headmistress.
So basically to go and do what they...
But
I think
that's an exceptional issue.
No, that happened.
But that happened
in the previous time. But now I don't think they do that anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That it's an exceptional issue. I think what you are trying to tease out of this is, look, there's renewed energies and motivation coming from the old students community.
True.
And I think there's one major thing that can account for this, and it's social media. Social media is the reason we see what we are seeing. We had fragmented efforts from old student communities, maybe a group of friends from old students of Prempeh College, a year group, make efforts at doing something for the school. Now, social media has become the receptacle for bringing everybody together, for pushing the school brands, and for connecting one another, okay? And so because of that, we have found an immediate vehicle that connects us back to the school within an emotive space, because what actually drives us is the kind of things we used to share when we were in school. That's why you see 50, 60-year-olds, old students community, when they meet, they behave like the way they used to behave when they were in school. Last week, there was Achimota, 75, 85-year groups. Check the videos out. I mean, they were dancing, they were doing all the things they used to do 40, 50 years ago. And so, social media takes the credit for that. Now, next is, how do we take it to the next level? Now, the stakeholdership equation actually does not have space for all student communities. And that's the problem. Okay? It is government owning, government running, government destroying. As we speak now, we are victims of an ambitious, well-meant government decision to open access. Decision to open access, clean, well-meant. Execution, bastardized. Okay, so this is what we see. Schools are falling apart. Schools are indeed falling apart. So what we sit here today to describe as the effort of all students, is a positive side of it. The negative side is, without that, the schools will all grind to a halt. Because we have buildings, we have infrastructure, but with increased intake, with increased frequency of use of resources, you know what happens to the buildings and the facilities. At the time you, Bernard, were in Presec, how many streams did you have for your year group?
So we had about 4 science, 3 arts, that's 7, 2 business, 8, 9, 1 visual art, 10.
With the same facilities, or near, close to the same facilities, how many streams do we have now?
Science alone is about 30. Art is about 6.
With the
it's
same
almost
geographical
like,
space.
It's
so
like,
what I'm saying is that
it's like times 4.
You see, let's not limit the education conversation to just free SHS. We need to move beyond this free SHS thing and look at the stakeholdership again. Because if Achimota School 2-year groups can raise 2 to 3 million cedis within a space of 2-3 months,
then the same school, the kids are going to school without paying fees.
I'm just saying that it's an indication that if their involvement is more structured and plugged into the ownership system, it may well turn out to produce better outcomes than just come and donate and go. Really, if you want something done and the headmistress and the school board say that won't do it, what can you do to them? Because they don't report to you. They report to Ghana Education Service. So this is the time that we need to harness this renewed energy to plug into the ownership and the management of the schools.
So now I want you to elaborate. When you say to plug into ownership and management, are the old students in a position to help manage a school?
It's treble yes. 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 I mean, the fact that the old students maybe have been given a responsibility of managing the school doesn't mean that an old student necessarily will have to do it. It means that they will be involved in the recruitment of the management of the school. They will be involved in the setting up of the board of the school. They will be involved in evaluating, measuring, and determining the outcomes. You understand?
In a more formal way.
Exactly.
Than what persists now.
Yes, because the thing is that this one, somebody sits at the ministry, somebody sits at the politician somewhere, keeps loading people with good grades, bad grades, whatever, because they so wish. If the old students get involved in a more formal way, we can manage this thing better. This is my thinking.
Okay.
Yes, the other side of it is the inequality is that the less endowed schools are going to suffer. But therein comes the government scholarship scheme.
Sorry, but we haven't even finished the first point. On the endowed schools, how, because for example, some of the schools, like Presec, luckily our old student global president is the board chair of the school. So what makes our own easy is that whatever we are doing as alumni, the school is, like we do it together. So I'll give you an example. When we were organizing my speech day, there was a committee of the whole, which had a committee of teachers and a committee of the year group organizing. When we were organizing the Presec conversations that we did third quarter of last year, there was a committee involving alumni and teachers. So we found, and I think our unique situation is because for a long time, from Mark Way's time, Mark Way was head of, he was global alumni president and he was board chair. Then Specialized has also become, so there is no gap. Do you understand? So when we're going to organize the press conversation on, I think the one we had, Frank Edu, I went to see the board chair and he gave his blessing. We had a committee where teachers involved, the school was involved. So are you talking about that kind of arrangement where the people who are in charge of the alumni have a direct relationship with school management? So we didn't have any problem
at the highest level
in that sense, because there's one man who is both the two. But I don't think every school has that. Yes. Where, for example, in your case, you have a board chair who's different. So what I'm trying to say is that there has to be, the school has to figure out how to engage the old students in a way that makes them release their energies and their knowledge in a consistent way. And I'll give you an example. When you go to Presec, we have the Alumni Mentorship Center. The people who run it are alumni. So Benjamin, who's like the guy who runs the place, there's a small radio station there. He's an alumni who I think is even, but he's also a teacher in the school. So I don't know if there's a model we can use to create that environment we are referring to.
I think every school has its own culture. Okay. Take a school like Wesley Girls High School. I mean, this whole thing we are discussing about giving back to school, to our alma maters, in a more, if you like, deliberate way, in my memory, was actually spearheaded by Wesley Girls.
Really?
Okay. When Wesley Girls started doing this thing of going back to the school to give and get things done, it wasn't even, a style, a normal thing. Okay. Kwabuche also continued. Okay. And so every school has their own culture. And I think that schools, knowing themselves, can take advantage of the prevailing culture to advance this conversation. Okay. I am not so sure whether the motivation is normally triggered by the school. Okay. It's not triggered by the school management. Okay. Because it happens within an emotive space. It is the feelings of nostalgia and the friends that we have missed and the kind of bond that we shared while we were in school. When it is rekindled, when there's a promise of reliving it. That's why when there's an invitation for you to have an old students meeting, the first question you ask is, who else is coming? Very important. You know what I mean? So within that emotive space, our energies are drawn to help our schools. But we are saying that it's not pouring water into a basket. We don't want to be helping the schools and not be able to measure the intended outcomes. And look, Ogasco, 2001 year group or 2001 year
2000.
group. 2000. Yeah, 2000. They spent almost $400,000.
Yeah.
Almost $400,000.
Yeah, he mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, $390,000. That's how much they contributed. Okay. Now, if this contribution is discordant with government policy for running and maintaining the school, what have you just done?
So, I want to ask you a question. So the old students, are the old student groups aligned on this point? Are the old student groups
interested,
thinking along the same lines, or this is your personal thinking?
This is my personal thinking, but I would be quick to say that different old student groups have varying degrees of influence and advancement in how they are engaged with their school. Joanette leads the Achimota Old Students Association. Now, why are we not surprised at the strides they are making? If you look at Joanette and you look at his track record in his personal life and his business, why aren't we surprised? So there's a leadership question as well. Okay, now he may not be the one that instructs people to do what they do, but he becomes the unifying factor in directing affairs. What Achimota did this last week is a world-class standard. Godfred, you are into the arts. You should see the traditional thing that they did.
I saw snippets of it.
If Achimota School will be minded to record only that one, bring it to us, channel one, we'll play it on TV. Because when I watched it, the first thing that popped up in my head was Umoja. Of course, without the negative side of it. You understand? Very well curated traditional performance for people in secondary school. Now, if at this your level in secondary school you are exposed to this one, it tells you of a possibility in life. I'm just saying that they did an amazing work. Okay? Now, what we are asking is, with the dwindling fortunes of government support for secondary education, how can we harness this new energy in advancing the fortunes of our schools?
I'm back to the question I'm asking you. So, you see, what I'm trying to get you to tell me is, between you and all these people who lead this effort, are you clear in your mind about what alumni can do for secondary education? Is there some clarity or unanimity about what you can do?
You mean among the old students community?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And I
Not individually.
No, and I responded
I mean collectively.
Yeah, and I responded by saying that each school is cultured differently. And the makeup of the old student body leadership is different from one school to another.
Fair enough.
We may share concerns, but the approach will be different.
No problem. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to move the thing to a point. Because we are in a situation where the government is now soliciting views for secondary education. This is a very good time to discuss this. So it will be important for there to be a meeting of minds among alumni on what they believe they can do, so that there's a certain understanding by government and other stakeholders of the role of alumni generally, beyond what we see. Do you get my point? Because this is the time everybody is soliciting ideas. So, for example, in the meetings they were holding with the Education Forum, did they give the chance for alumni to come and make a presentation? Did they say that they will invite alumni heads to come to the National Forum to present a paper, for example, on a proposed... Do you understand? Is there like a pilot where you can say one school believes that they can partly own... Because think about it. If 1 year group can raise 2 million, 10-year groups can raise 20 million. So 15-year groups can raise 30 million. I'm coming. Now, that 30 million could be a seed money to say this is equity stake in a school. Do you understand what I'm... So I wanted to...
I actually answered the question.
No,
Maybe
I didn't hear.
What I said was that there's an inequality here.
Mm-hmm.
I am for Swedu Secondary School, 100%. In the last 2 months, we've been trying to raise some money. I think the target was 1.5 million. Okay, we're able to raise, I think, 350,000, and that's Swedu Secondary School. No, and just so 350,000 to 1.5 million. Okay,
you will get there. Sorry, no, I'm happily you go.
I'm just saying that the inequality is that we are not all resourced
at the same level. Good.
So we can't possibly have a blanket approach to doing this thing.
Fair enough.
So maybe we should have a space which allows for all students to contribute in a more meaningful way and recognize as part of the stakeholder equation. That's all I'm saying. So for instance, if 2-year groups in Achimota will raise 2 million cedis, just 2-year group, 75, 85, and please correct me if I'm wrong, 75, 85, 2 million within a short time. And that 2 million is not what they use to organize the event. Oh. That one is what they give to the school for whatever project. And we are not even talking about the cost of running the whole Founders Day program. And that is Achimota School. If you go to Wesley Girls, they have done an amazing job. Holy Child did a fantastic job. You understand? Now, over this weekend, in Fancyman School, we saw Gifty Auntie spearheading all these things. You know, and
it was St. Mary's too. With,
and then
Yasantua last year.
Yeah, Jimensa and the team, all of them involved. Okay, 15 years ago, if you tried doing this thing, you probably will not have even a quarter of the people who attended.
Become more solid
Because of social media. And they see themselves on social media.
Yeah, man.
You understand? So I'm just saying that it's the inequality is there. How we can find a common ground to get all students connected to the development of the
So, so let me
Hold
pick
on,
it. Okay.
hold on. I'm liking the idea a bit, and perhaps I think that elements of the suggestions Samens is making exist somewhere. So, for instance, we could get to the point where we have accepted convention that you just described the PSEC situation where Special Eyes is on the board. Samens, I think, is on the board of Swesco, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm not.
But you see, here's the situation. Prempeh College, the amount for have a seat on the board.
You are not on the board.
No. We have a seat on the board.
But you are not the person.
But no, I'm not.
But PSC have a seat on the board.
Oh, the board chairman is an old student.
No, but he's what we're saying is that there should be an allocation.
No,
on
there
the
is,
board.
there is.
So
There
seems to be a consist. So that is a starting point, then, isn't it?
Yes.
There seems to be consistency across the board, where a lot of the schools have roles or automatic slots.
Yes.
Now, are we looking for an increase in those numbers? Because if you're looking, because I was aware of a situation back in the day where you could not appoint a headmaster, whoever you are, the minister of whoever, you cannot appoint a headmaster to Prempeh College without the old students saying yes. It won't happen. Because, and we've had a situation where the old students have come out and say, this headmaster you people brought us is supervising a fall in standards. Take him somewhere else. And it has happened. Okay.
So they are very interested like that.
So they are very interested like that. So there are avenues where perhaps that relationship, starting at board level, where they are in the room with the headmaster, with the director of education, because the director of education normally is also on the board.
Yes.
With those other persons, where then we can have proper conversations about, okay, the government has this policy that it is carrying out now. But this is how we can carry it out here. You see, because if you reverse the situation, let's look at the US model slightly at the college level. For instance, the alumni of even your basic Ghanaian who attends a third tier US school. On his bumper, he has put, I went to, I'm a Spartan.
Every week they will
I'm
send
a
you
this.
email.
Every week they are on to something else.
Yeah.
You see, but and also at the decision-making level of what the school should look like, its standards, who comes in, enrollment levels, diversity, funding, all those things, those people have a key say. It does not mean that the US does not have a policy on education. No.
They do.
But
the alumni drive it brutally.
The alumni drive those conversations in understanding, one, that every school also has a different culture.
Okay, can I use what the two of you have said to propose something? So let me give a proposal. So for example, there are two levels here. There are mission schools and non-mission schools.
Let's start from there.
So you
from
can
the mission ones, there are a lot.
So you can say for the mission schools, there's already a three-way relationship.
Yes.
Government, church. Or mosque, and then alumni. This is my proposal. This episodic 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 2 million that they are doing, somebody should come up and say, look, let the school be valued. All right, so let's say we need 50 million CDs for the next 4 years to expand infrastructure in PSEC. Alumni should raise 30 million. We are talking about top tier schools now. That 30 million is like some equity they've brought into the school to be joint owners of the school with the church and the state. And that then gives them rights to do different things. As an example, I bet you are coming proposals.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
So that's tier one, right? And I'm sure, because if 1 year group can raise 2 million, because for me, we are in an era of resources we need. We need to expand resources for the secondary schools so that students will be more comfortable. It's very clear that whatever government does, they will promise a lot of things. They cannot deliver on the level of infrastructure you need to have the students have a comfortable education. But because the alumni effort is scattered, this year this person does, this person that year does this. If that money is brought together, and I'm talking about tier one schools who have money, based on your point about differences in resources, you can say, let's put all of them, because in the universities in America, they have endowments.
Yes.
if you create a 50 million CD endowment for PRESEC, which the alumni are custodians of, then there can be a more structured say in many things that happens in that school. Because the church is the one that founded the school, the government is the one that sort of runs the. So this is my proposal. Whilst government pays the day-to-day teachers and deals with certain kinds of infrastructure, that endowment can go into, say, we want to expand accommodation and bungalows. They invest it and they find a way of using that over. Because right now, my year group did a science lab. This year group did solar. It's not money has to be brought together to be unleashed. Okay, but I will only contribute that if I know that I have a say in the long term something. So that's what you do for the tier 1. Then the tier 2s too, you can come up with a different structure. But I think that when people believe that they own part of this, the thing, it helps them to be more connected to what happens there. So that's an example. There could be other suggestions. But I feel like harnessing those resources to create some sort of endowment fund that can be translated into some sort of equity into school ownership, I think it's a good way to go. As an example, I don't know what you think about that.
Well, I think that is a good discussion. I am all for the school ownership thing, but we just have to admit that there will be some inequalities in that one. I mean, which old students community wants to commit 30 million cedis to a school and not be part of the decision making?
Nobody.
You put 30 million cedis because you want to expand infrastructure. For a certain government to change the school population
at the stroke of a pen,
2,000 to 5,000, because so that every time when you put in the money, then they will take advantage and will have the bragging rights.
Never.
So I think that's why I keep talking about the stakeholdership, that we need to recraft the stakeholdership thing so that the schools that have what it takes to do should be given the space and regulated properly, directed to do it. It's Ghana that benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The schools that do not have, and I've seen people say, that some of the messages we have received, the schools that do not have, we need to also figure out how we can bridge the gap.
Yes.
Okay, for a school like Ketasco, brilliant school, go and see the infrastructure situation at Ketasco. They have money.
But let me come back to you. Even with even with your tier that you were saying that you couldn't raise that much money, you've been able to get, for example, alumni to be part of the teaching. So now if Swesco has this math teaching they do on vacations, that helps. You get it. And
no,
that's
while they're in school.
Yes. My point is that so that is also contribution. You contributed 300k. You have teachers who are coming to you have alumni, all students who are coming to teach Form 3s, certain subjects regularly. There can be a mentorship program that is also valued.
We do.
Okay, and I think that those things you need to put it on.
In the last 1 year,
yeah.
Okay, we have built a new masters, a 4-flat masters bungalow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
just in the last year.
Yes, in the last year. So
4 flats.
Yes, so there are 4 flats.
So four teachers can.
Yes, four teachers.
Correct.
Okay, so every year we put one down there. Okay, it cost us maybe around 1.2 million cedis. Okay, now the point is that we still have talked about the gap between the teaching body who live on campus versus the population of borders.
Too
You
serious.
have population, an active population of between 2,500 and 3,000.
Then you have 30 teachers on
we have
campus.
30 teachers living on campus. This is magic.
It doesn't make sense.
So our foremost responsibility is to try and help get more teachers to live on campus.
Do you have land for more?
We
bungalows?
do have land. We do have land. We have expanded the dining hall together with the Parents Association. We have made it double the size of what it used to be. Okay.
Let me push you. If a financial institution came and said they could finance 10 bungalows, and then the alumni should commit some money to make the payment over a 10-year period, would that be a good idea? Because you've done one at a good price.
Yeah.
So you've managed to do it without it being escalated.
Yeah.
So let's say, how much do you spend on the 4 units?
I think maximum is 1.2 million.
So if you got 12 million, you could do 10.
Yeah.
Now that 12 million, if you give yourself, I don't know which financial institution should, but I think they should come into a conversation, because now the alumni are a credible group who have a means of collecting money. If they give them 12 million and say, we are giving you a 5-year period to spread and pay, if you can see 10 bungalows with 4 units each, that's about 40 possible families.
Yeah.
That is a game changer.
That is true.
And so for me, my point is that, so as he's saying, the funding model for the Suezco one may not be the one for the Presec one.
Yes.
But there should be an instrument where the government will say, yes, we endorse this. They can even give a guarantee that the alumni have committed 1 million to do the first one. If you give them a 12 million, fine, they will say government doesn't need new debt. But for me, right, the alumni is helping government solve a long-term problem. So even if you give a guarantee and the alumni, because of their contributions, we can figure it out. You know, for me, when you have desperate times, you need solutions like this. And I want to urge the education authorities and those in the education forum to be open to these kinds of ideas and not just come do window dressing and then do minimalist improvements. Because what we face is a population bulge and a massive unemployment challenge. If our students don't have the type of education that can make them competitive, we will not win. Now, you cannot be competitive as a fresh SHS graduate without certain skills. You need a proper science lab. You need the space to learn. What we are doing is hencoop education. Pack them in a classroom. Teacher comes with a notebook, come and write on the board. They cannot compete anywhere.
The teacher is already angry.
You get it? So this is an imperative of it's a bold solution you need. And I think that for the first time, we have alumni heads who are willing to engage. Let me give you some of the examples. In Fancy School, Joel Nete, a brig.
No.
Sorry, what's the name?
Baden.
Yeah, Moses Bede. Achimota, Joel Nete. A brig girls, it used to be the registrar of UPSA. I forget her name now.
Okay. Doctor.
Yes, call you right.
Yes.
Prino Presec already. Special eyes. I could go on and on and on. These are all people of credibility and good standing in society. They are mobilizing power. A lot of the alumni groups now are energized. So right now, you don't need to do much to get them to contribute.
But the leadership, actually,
the leadership is what is energizing the thing.
The leadership. I mean, you were lucky to have Reverend Markwe at the time you had him.
I think he's packed of
a lot across board, not just Presec.
And it's continued.
Yes.
With, and even you with Suezco, right? I saw a program recently. Otabil was there, Otin Jesse was there, Agridanko was there. I didn't even know these people went to Suezco. You get me? Head of civil service, they are all Suezconians. I didn't even know. So, but what I'm trying to say is that
two of them.
What I'm trying to say is that
Dr. Glover Gotetu was head of civil service.
What I'm trying to say is that now there's a certain group of leaders of these schools who are willing to engage, who are willing to go beyond what is normal. A lot of them may never enter politics. The way they want to help Ghana is to use their old students to help. I want to urge the education minister to have a conversation with them. All right? If you can make it to the Achimota program on Wednesday, he should. Otherwise, during the engagements, he should spend time and listen to these people. Because this is what I say. We have generations of leaders. The stars don't always align. The stars don't. In fact, I am in JSS product today because some people decided that they were going to do JSS some years ago. And it's affected me. So usually, a generation of leaders can emerge and their decisions can influence the next 50 years. So this is a chance they have that they shouldn't waste, because I don't think you will get that caliber of people again, maybe for the next 10 years. Because I think that it's the O-level, A-level system that created the bond people have with their schools. The 3 years didn't create that much bond. I like Presec, but it's because all 4 of my brothers went there.
To Presec, yeah.
You get it? But it's not like his time, where you spent 7 years in the school. So if we don't do something with this thing, in 15 years, somebody went to a Raleigh school. Charlie be their student. You go there 3-4 times. They do classes for house. He doesn't care about Raleigh. And that resource will no longer be there. If we don't do something today, I don't see any opportunity for us to do anything else. Carly, read some messages for me.
Old students of Anglon Secondary School and NESCO 94 O-level year
Anseco.
Oh, sorry, Anseco. Okay. Renovated a staff common room, provided new furniture and cabinets to mark the 30th anniversary after leaving school in 1994. The event happened in 2024. This is Emmanuel Wode-Wole, Secretary. Okay, so the Hopsa 2000 year group also gave the 2001 year group 50,000 cedis for their legacy project annually. Thank you. We mentioned that. Free SHS in Ghana. Let's be clear about this policy. and in educational system and the challenges that comes with it. I am of the view that those who have greater interest in it, that is parents of students, administrators and educators who have their own children in the schools, should be the ones making decisions and not politicians who have their children in private and international schools. Those who have their kids in senior high schools feel it more than anyone else. Caller from New Jersey, USA. Good morning, Bernard and team. Past Ola Girls, Poga 99 and 2000 also hosted their 71st speech and prize giving day last Saturday, together with other year groups celebrating various milestones like 85, 2005, and 2015. Each year group contributed 100,000 Ghana cedis towards the legacy project, that is the construction of a new dormitory block. This is from Mame Lompo 2005 year group. Good morning, please. Many basic schools in Koforidua had their roof ripped off due to the rainstorm in recent times. Please kindly include them in the challenges of the education sector. Okay. Aloski Ola who also had their speech and prize giving day over the weekend.
Yes.
They want to build 900 bed dormitory facility.
Hey,
900? I think if I'm right.
Or 90?
Agbako.
It will be 90.
90.
Oh, 900 is possible. I mean, we have something about 300 to 400 bed hostel for girls.
Biheko old students, you have a dorm you have to renovate.
Biheko would have to renovate the whole school.
Oh man, Bernard, while we are taking
Samir Rafi and Larry Alandogbe, who's
Larry speaking English here,
they have to renovate the whole school.
Let me finish the rest of the messages I have.
I think
no, let him finish the messages.
No, just before I forget, just my train of thought. I beg you. I think the increase in numbers has impacted the role of. So, for instance, someone mentioned Kita School. Kita School has always been a small school in terms of the students who go there. And
is that big school?
No. In terms of the numbers,
the physical, space.
You know.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Yes, and so they've always been able to look after themselves.
Now it's become too big.
So even like with Presec or some of these other schools, most of them were able to, with the old students doing this and that, they were able to just keep the schools manageable. But the problems have become exacerbated, and we are now spending more money because. Whereas previously it will cost Swesco maybe 50,000 or 60,000 to look after the school, the PSC, it is costing them 6-7 times that now to do the same things that they were doing maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
I'm told that some of the alumni people went to the education forum, so some of them.
Oh, they did.
Yes, so some of them actually went to do presentations. I don't know. You can check that. Let's read some
comments.
comments.
Absu 98 built a 4-unit, 2 or 3 bedroom flat for their tutors. Nice. Adisado 99 solar power for all school blocks. Wonderful. But some of the challenges linked to free SHS are issues that have always existed in our schools and are not necessarily a result of the policy itself. Even before free SHS, high schools faced food shortages and poor meal quality. The focus should be on sustaining the program while identifying a dedicated funding model. Old school groups and PTAs should be actively involved in school management, and a well-structured feeding strategy must be put in place to ensure efficiency.
So you see, on this model, for instance, back then, as I recall, on a Sunday, you will have a random old student appear at the dining hall as part of what happens to eat the food that the students are eating.
Which date was this one?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
You understand? We had that scenario back then where dining hall, random old students to show up.
Oh, then you tell your boy, when you
no, and I'm
to be sure, our boys are eating the right food.
So you see, so this problem that has come up, it's part of those things. So the feedback will go that the food, the quality of the food is this.
It's not good.
It's not good, or
true.
that.
It's true. You are right.
But there was a period where we had to we were there now, Professor Ajiman Bedu Akosa. Bananas showed up.
When you politicize education, that's what happens. Everything just Pascal like that.
Bananas just showed up one Sunday.
Like the boys are eating non-balanced diet.
He said the food was not balanced. We were there when they brought bananas.
Wow. What year is this?
Oh, this was in 2001.
If we want to solve the problem, I think we should elevate it beyond just a free SHS program.
Conversation.
That's all I'm
It's
saying.
a secondary school.
It's a secondary education, how to make progress with it
Mm.
on all fronts. Noting that there are real poor people who cannot even take one step without a free SHS.
Mhm.
They can't. And there are some people who are ridiculing the free SHS because, so whatever it is, we should make a decision that we can sustain. I mean, somebody says that, you leave the free SHS and look at how you can support it. Free SHS is a policy that was crafted by somebody.
Mhm.
And there's no education policy that is not driven by availability of resources.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you justify that policy if you know that you don't have resources to sustain it? This sloganeering thing is what has brought us here. Let's hurry up and have a slogan for it. And you have a slogan that is empty because what would bring value to the slogan is non-existent.
Yeah.
Whereas we are proud of free SHS, we always ask policymakers and politicians, how many of you have been, quote and unquote, beneficiaries of this free SHS with your children?
By sending your children.
By sending your children and believing that.
Papa.
You understand?
Sure.
So if you are not, if you can't,
if it's not good enough for you, then you know that we have to work on it to improve it. If it's not good enough for your child,
and
it
we have
means
to
it's not.
take it very seriously. We have to take it very seriously. Because you think that you can take your child to the international school, okay? Your child will grow up, become a manager somewhere. The secretary that he has to depend
can't even type.
Went to a school that has not taught her how to type. This is the
And
problem.
we can't be competitive in the world. So that's the thing. It's a national challenge. It's not a personal. People shouldn't look at it as a national. So, and a lot of these guys who are shouting, they are already. A lot of these guys, their kids have been university level now, which is something else I want people to know. So a lot of these alumni people who are making all the noise, most of them, their kids are at university level or beyond. So it's not because they are trying to get their child into a school, or that they need the space in the school.
I think for us as a station, our contribution should be to bring the alumni leadership together to also have our own discussion on what we think will be the ideal way to plug into the school system.
Give me more comments, please.
Right. Old Boys of Infantsfim School are doing something great with sports facilities, necessitating their recent performance in sports, making it an all-around school. The Mauli School OMSU 2004 year group celebrated its 20th anniversary, and we renovated and equipped the school clinic and brought the facility to a HEFRA standard that allows the clinic to accept NHIS and also serve the school community. And also cases from outside the school premises. The project cost us about 170,000 Ghana cedis. We raised this amount within 7 months. Selassie Jikunu, Treasurer Papa, good morning.
OMSU 2004. Add it.
Yes. I read that earlier.
2004.
2004 OMSU. Good morning, Bernard and team. I'm enjoying the conversation as usual. One of the recent projects the GSTS Alumni Association has embarked on is the renovation of our classroom blocks. It's a 3-floor twin-story building with more than 10 rooms, complete makeover from roofing to cabinets and electricals. Well done. I can also say that the Akoras also do a lot to support Achimoto School. 1999 OAA year group raised $50,000 for asset fund to cater for old structures on campus. Prosper Damanye.
I'm told the 2000 year group is also putting up 18-unit classroom block.
Who's putting up 18?
Motown.
2000 year group 18-unit classroom block. Charlie, 18 unit too.
So you see the point I was making.
And it's about 3 million.
That's actually
18
They're
units.
rebuilding the school.
Charlie,
why would they do it? Because
18-unit classroom
your
block.
alma mater represents you in many ways.
Your alma mater matters. Your alma matters.
Because for some of them,
18
even
units.
their own children did not go to Achimota.
But still, they will build it.
But they are doing it because there's joy in seeing the school
right.
that formed you. Look good. I mean, look.
18-unit classroom block. Can you imagine? 18-unit classroom block. That's amazing. Kale, read more comments for me.
So, good morning.
And by the way, when
issue
is the
of
national
students-
education from the final one? Do we know?
This week.
Is it? Because it has to be given the right coverage and the right context. And you, the people, have to storm there. You, the alumni people, you have to go.
Why if they don't invite you? What time is
Oh, you can invite yourself. Since you're a big man, just go. Say, hey, we have come for the forum. Yeah. Where
There
is
is a message from the Second National Catholic Education Forum.
Beautiful.
Which was held over the weekend, between March 10 to 15th.
Give me the
of
highlights.
this year. So some highlights. They issued a communique and then wrote some things to the government. So they on TVET, the Office of the General Manager of TVET and Technical and Vocational Education and Training explores more effective ways of linking TVET institutions with industry to generate the interest of industries in TVET. Now, the Office of the General Manager of TVET should explore more ways and seek sponsorship for the training and continuous professional training for teachers in TVET. Let me give you some data here, Bernard. That's quite interesting. So, according to the Catholic bishops, they have 5,453 basic schools.
Wow.
82 senior high schools. 41 TVET schools, 4 special schools, and 13 colleges of education, as well as 10 other tertiary institutions, including nursing training colleges and universities. And this makes them the second largest education provider next to the government.
They are bigger than some governments in Africa.
Yes.
In what they provide.
So
and
they've
the
made some
Presbyterians are not
demands.
too far behind.
So they've made some demands of the government. So for the government of Ghana, that one, it assents to the memorandum of understanding that respects the partnership that should exist between the government and the missions in the management of schools pursuant to the Pre-Tertiary Education Act 2020 Act 1049, that faith-based schools shall enter into memorandum of understanding with the Education Service for effective and efficient management of faith-based schools. That it restores the roles of general, regional, and local managers in the management of Catholic education, i.e. promotion, appointment, posting, and effective supervision of personnel to Catholic schools. 3, that it provides the Catholic Church a permanent representation at the Ministerial Advisory Board of Education and the Ghana Education Council, since she is the second largest provider of education. They have something they've written for special schools, TVET, on and on. It goes on and on. And senior high schools, there are some more details that when time permits.
So,
later,
as you
we
said,
can
we will
provide.
dedicate a bit more time to this. I'm sure the discussion on Wednesday, we can put it on air as well, and then organize another platform to bring all these ideas together. Now, quick information from Omni Basic Bank. Here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline, not just another bank. Yes. We're talking Omni Basic Bank's new tagline, not just another bank. Now, we're redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you our cherished customer or our cherished partner, the happiest customer. Join us on Saturday, March 22 at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, 5:30 a.m. prompt for the 7th edition of the Health Walk. It's not just another health walk. Better health starts here. So call us on 0307 086 000 or 0302 758 555 or toll free at 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. And what can 55 cedis get you in this economy? At KFC, it gets you a full burger and a refreshing drink. Why settle for less when you can have it all? With KFC Burger Deal, you can choose between a spicy zinger burger or the classic Kernel burger, paired with a cool drink to quench your thirst for only 55 cedis. Enjoy premium finger-licking goodness without breaking the bank. Head to your nearest KFC today and grab this unbeatable deal. KFC, it's finger-licking good. When we come back, there's a lot of conversations, plus day 2 of that very fascinating story on the history of some churches. Today we'll be talking about the 12 Apostles Church, founded by Prophet William Wade Harris in 1914. Before that, we have a big conversation with ALX. Stay with us.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Why settle for less when you can have it all? Get the KFC Burger Deal, the ultimate combo of flavor and value for just 55 Ghana cedis. With the KFC Burger Deal, you get your choice of a Zinger or Colonel Burger paired with a refreshing drink. Head to your nearest KFC today and grab the KFC Burger Deal for just 55 Ghana cedis. Big bites, small spend. Only at KFC. Remember, this offer is only available for a limited time only. KFC is finger licking good.
For free. Provident Insurance Bema Quentway on Dessa. If you January equal see March 2025. What the insurance one some share Provident Insurance and sa. Some will renew and now we are for Frobenya Chadia P. Emu fuel coupons and the Provident Souvenirs Papa B. Enti wo change. One and WhatsApp assistant or buy and chat is here. 024-242-6396. Obeso to out over to me so 15 branches. Ya to apete Ghana no mobia. Over to me so near brokers and I agents in the mobia this was. Janami and Sanya na Provident Insurance as some Ghana man some power Makonia Badi wa Wobambo Massa special for you for Kaisan Shaka.
With Provident, man, you're covered.
Electroland Ramadan promotion is here. Get unbeatable deals on top brands Samsung, TCL, Media, and Nasco. Get Nasco 166-liter top mount freezer at 3,999 Ghana cedis plus a free flask. Nasco tabletop freezer starting from 1,999 Ghana cedis plus a free flask. Nasco chest freezer at 3,899 Ghana cedis plus free Nasco deep fryer. Get our Media 198-liter chest freezer at a whooping discount from 5,249 Ghana cedis to 3,999 Ghana cedis. For 4,499 Ghana cedis, you can get a TCL bottom mount fridge plus free Nasco meat grinder. Get our Samsung top load washing machine at 6,499 Ghana cedis plus free Nasco deep fryer. Rush to our showrooms and authorized dealers across Ghana. Call 0503-159-739 for inquiries. Electroland, home of affordable luxury appliances and electronics.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
After 9, jumping into a big conversation with ALX, talking about the ALX pathway, what it's all about. We have some beneficiaries or learners in the studio together with the marketing manager for ALX Ghana. Amasaki, you're the marketing manager. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Caleb.
Wonderful.
It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Wonderful. This time around, you came with Princess Inshira Adai. Who is Princess? Good to see you, Princess. And then there is... is this Nadia?
Yes, Nadia.
Okay. Nadia Kiansia Odame, welcome. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, tell me about the ALX program. For those who are hearing this for the first time, obviously, then they've not been in the country. But you tell us for the avoidance of that.
Okay, so
what is ALX? Who is she?
Who is she? That's funny. So ALX is a non-profit organization that simply prepares young people with tech skills and entrepreneurial skills to prepare them for opportunities, career opportunities. I think all of us learned in JSS about the fourth industrial revolution, and we do have an idea of where it was going. And right now there's AI, augmented reality, and even people are able to edit the genes of their babies even before they are born. That's how far we've gotten, right? And we are getting to a place where the careers that are coming up, we have never heard them before. AI analysts, something this. And they're like, what is
Every
this
day
job?
there's a new
Every day
thing.
there's a new job. What is it? And every day you have to upgrade yourselves, yourself. So what we did a research, and we realized that in the next 10 years there's going to be a number of jobs that are going to be trending, and it includes data analytics, data science, cloud computing, Salesforce. It includes software engineering and cyber security and a couple of other programs. And so what we are doing is that we are preparing African youth for the future, so that when opportunities come, we are not lacking. And also, you're going to realize that Africa is going to have the highest population of young people by 2050.
True.
If we don't prepare them for these opportunities that are coming, we know what's going to happen. We don't want vices. We want them to be prepared so that when opportunities come, I mean, it will help our own economies. It will help their families. It will help so many things. And so that's what we are doing. We're just preparing young people for opportunities. And we have a new program called the Pathway Program.
Yeah, tell me about it. I see that you're doing ALX Pathway, and then you've brought some learners here as well. But what's different with the pathway? What's it?
So when you look at Africa's demographic, right, you realize that even though we are young, we are very, very, very young. So kids between the ages of, I think, 6 to 18 or something like that are more than even the youth between the ages of 21 to 34. And so what we realized was that we have to catch them young. And we are just, but what Pathway does is that it prepares, it gives scholarships to young people, to our global partner universities. We have a number of global partner universities that we work with, and it includes Hamilton, Bates, ALU, Berkeley, UC Berkeley, and a couple of other universities across the world. And what we are doing is that we're just preparing them for scholarships into some of these universities. And a couple of weeks ago, ALCHE, which is African Leadership of College of Higher Education in Mauritius, they offered scholarships to 20 pathway learners across Africa. You know, ALX is not just based in Ghana. We are based in Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Rwanda. So across Africa, they offered 20 scholarships to high school graduates, and 20 scholarships across Africa. And in Ghana, we had 60 kids apply from our pathway program. 16 of them were shortlisted, and 5 of them got scholarships. And the scholarship includes transportation. You're paying for the next 4 years, food, stipends, laptop, and what else, girls? It's the last one I forgot to mention. But yeah, basically.
Okay, tell us what's the package you're onto now? Give us an idea. What is this? What is this you're going to enjoy? Tell us about it. First of all, how are you feeling about this opportunity?
Yeah, I'm Nadia Ikinsia Odami from Swedro Senior High School.
Oh, Swedro, right.
Yeah, I joined the ALS Pathway Program right after SHS.
Okay.
Yeah, and the scholarship includes our stipends, our flights, like that's, and our transportations from our house to the airport. Even laptops, 3 square meals. Yeah.
I see.
And accommodations too at Mauritius.
I see. So you are going to Mauritius? Yes. Princess, are you also going?
Yes, please.
But you don't sound excited.
I'm so shy.
So which school are you coming from? Are you so from Swedro?
No, Bodriasi Senior High School.
From Bodriasi to Mauritius? This is delicious.
Yes, delicious. I know.
Bodriasi to Mauritius.
Yes.
Okay, so how's the experience? How's the learning, the pathway learning experience been like, and what are your expectations as you're about to leave for Mauritius?
Yeah, the journey has been impactful. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it is actually preparing us for the universities, preparing us for opportunities out there. Yeah, so I'm expecting to connect with people in Mauritius, like-minded students, because I know that place is full of people with intellect. So going there is going to make me mingle myself with such people, and then the purpose I'll have for the country I'll be able to put it into practice, because
That's it. Says she'll come back to the country to help the country.
Oh, how old are you?
17.
You're 17. What about you, Nadia?
I'm 18. I'll be 19 this
year.
year.
As you go, you will see this.
I'm gonna come back to
I'm not. I believe them. No, I believe them.
Yeah.
So how long is this program? It's a 4-year program.
4 years.
The pathway or the university?
The university.
4 years. Yes.
So you have a 4-year scholarship.
Yes.
And it's It's an all expense paid scholarship.
Yes.
What programs are you going to be reading? Do you know?
I'm going to be reading software engineering.
You are going to
Yeah.
pursue software engineering.
Yes, please.
Swedro to Mauritius, software engineering.
Yes.
What's your background, first of all?
Science,
You
general
did
science.
general science.
Yes.
What about you?
I also did general science.
You also did
and
general
I'm
science.
going to do computer science.
You're going to do computer science.
Women in tech, right?
Yeah, women in STEAM now. They say
STEAM.
STEAM, yeah. But
Yeah.
is it more advantageous for students in the science background to take advantage of
No,
this?
it's not. It's just because they decided that they want to take these programs, and
Right.
also the programs that ALDC was offering. That's how come they are.
It's a science focused.
Exactly. No, but anybody at all depends on the university, the partner university, the programs that they offer, and even ALCHE offers business administration.
Yes,
right?
please.
So it's just coincidence that the two of them are science students.
Right.
But yeah, but
out of all, we have 5 people.
Yes, it's 5 people.
How many are boys?
2 are boys and 3 are girls.
Okay. What's happening with the boy-girl thing? Because a lot of platforms, I'm seeing more girls putting themselves out.
We are making an effort to promote the girls. Let me tell you something. Fun fact about ALX programs: we just have 36% of women applying, and when they apply for the programs, they don't apply for the difficult ones. They are free to do the data analytics and the software engineering. They just take the AI career essentials, which is just 6 weeks, or the virtual assistant, which is just 8 weeks. And we want to push more of these women into tech. We started working on a campaign called The Tech is for Her, and we're looking for women in tech in Ghana, and we're like, okay, list 20 women in tech in Ghana. And it was very hard for us to list. You start with Ethel Kofi, you start with Angela Shimatin, you start with the Vodafone, the Telecel CEO. I think about after 6, you're like, okay, where else? Who else? You know, and so we're trying to promote more
bridging
women.
the gap.
We're trying to bridge the gap, not to forget the boys, but we're just trying to also empower
Because
the
in
women.
some sectors now, you see that there are more girls, and you're wondering, okay, so where are the boys
Where are the
also?
boys?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all
we have to
important.
be careful about skewing
Yeah.
the numbers. Let's just make sure it's very balanced.
Yeah. So as the marketing manager for ALX Ghana, we have gotten to the point where 5 of our students are on the scholarship. How do you feel about this? Is there more we can do moving forward? What else can we be doing to get things running?
Absolutely. I think there's more that we can do. We just piloted a pathway program just last year, and this is our first cohort, and we have 5 of them have gotten this opportunity to even one of the universities. And so there's more that we can do, and that's how come we are making a lot of noise about it, to make the parents know, to make the parents understand that these are some of the opportunities available. Sometimes even parents don't even know the kind of jobs available. Everybody is going for I mean, the
the
traditional
regular-
roles, the
regular
traditional roles
stuff.
are good. I'm not in
I
any
know.
way bashing it, but what I'm trying to say is that there are other roles that are coming on, other opportunities that are coming. But if nobody introduces you to them, you would
wouldn't
never know. Yeah.
Nadia, so how's your family taking this? How is everyone back home feeling about this nice opportunity?
They feel like it's a dream come true
Yeah.
because they are released of their financial burden.
and Swedro to Mauritius, man.
Yeah,
I
and
like that
it's even
story.
going to make my school proud. And
That's
I
right.
I heard Citi FM too is in collaboration with Swedro.
No,
Yeah,
your alumni president is
Yeah.
our CEO. So
Yes.
that one, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So what about you also? How's the feeling back home? Everyone excited about your journey so far?
Yeah, my mom is just so excited. I've never seen her so excited like this before. Yeah, she was worried about me going to the university. So when this came up, she's just putting everything inside so that I just go. Yeah, she's just so grateful.
I like that. I like that. Let's wrap up with you, Nanama. What should we know? What's your final word? What would be the last thing you say to parents, girls, young people of all the opportunities that are available before we leave you?
Okay, I would like to say that the opportunities available. I think we're talking about youth unemployment. It's something that's been discussed for a long time. But sometimes, like I said, if you don't know the opportunity, you're not able to prepare towards it.
True.
So what I would say is that, and tech is not difficult. Tech is not difficult. It's not if tech has come to stay. Everything that we do is tech. Now you even order your food on your phone, and it's tech. The Ajia in some corner somewhere is using her telephone. You order your food from it, and then the bowl driver brings it to you, right? So
True.
tech is in everything that we do, and I would advise everybody, let your children learn tech and take programs like the ALX program. Just go to alxafrica.com. Even Pathway, just go to ALX Africa. You find the pathway section there, read about it, and let your child apply. There's so many things they're going to learn. Apart from the preparation, we also prepare them with entrepreneurial skills.
Right.
We also prepare them with soft skills, because we want them to be confident. When they go outside, we don't want them to be timid Africans coming. We want them to go in their full glory as Africans.
Very
right?
important.
Very, very, very important.
Right. So Amasaki, thank you for passing through, and congratulations, ladies. We wish you all the very best. Princess Inshira Adai, ALX Pathway Learner, together with Nadia Ikea and Sia Odame. Ladies, thank you for passing through.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
Great. We'll jump into the Heritage Honor Series shortly after this very quick break. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy, chop money. Ratchet, mommy, rent. Emergency, emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the Chop Life we got. Dial *770# for money emergencies and Chop Life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more, dial *770#. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, ash foam.
Mommy, I don't feel you. Ash foam all the way. For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ago.
Hello, welcome to another wonderful episode of our Heritage Month Conversations. Now I am coming to you right from the center of Accra, where I am on the Asafwachenete Road that leads from the General Post Office all the way to the old Palladium Cinema, where we have the Wesley Methodist Church, which you see in your shots. At the traffic lights, you have what we call the Hanson Road. So on the Asafwachenete Road, you have the St. Mary's Anglican Church, an old church, and then you have the Usher Clinic next door, and then, you know, but we are here to talk about African independent churches and how a number of them had come out from the Orthodox churches, especially the Methodist Church. And that's why we are here. To have this discussion, I have my friend Kweku Daku Ankra once again with me, who is going to take us through. My name is Samuel Atamensa. Just stay tuned. We'll take this short break. When we come back, we'll delve into the story of African independent churches. Welcome back. My name is Samuel Atamens, and we are celebrating our Heritage Month, and we are talking about the African independent churches. Kweku, how's it going?
It's fine.
It's good to see you again. You know, in our earlier episode, we talked about the Negrian Church. We talked about the Divine Healers Church, or Brother Lawson, or Yesu Bam, Charlie. When I say the Yesu Bam, Charlie, the feeling is too deep. Yesu Bam, Charlie. You know, if you have malaria and you shout it, you will see something. You understand? Yeah. So, but this one, we are moving into the likes of the Awoyo churches, or different cancer churches. You know, they used to be very prominent in our system. We don't hear so much of them, but we don't want to lose the history, and that's why. So, people, you are welcome once again. Kweku, so tell us about this. Is it Awoyo? You call it Nakaba.
Or 12 Apostles Church.
12 Apostles Church. Tell us about the 12 Apostles Church.
So 12 Apostles Church, its history started at Hafasini.
Oh, Hafasini?
Yes, in the Nzema area. It was a movement started by Prophet Wade Harris.
Prophet who?
Wade Harris.
Wade Harris. Is he Ghanaian?
No, he's a Liberian crew from the Gribo area who sent his spiritualism activity into the western province of the Gold Coast, and particularly around the Hafasinin in Zama areas, all the way into La Côte d'Ivoire. So in the course of his work, he won a lot of souls within the community, and many new people came into the Christendom. In his work, he was a kind of person who also engaged in the use of the cross, where he used the cross to heal. When people are suffering from certain sicknesses, Wade Harris will use it and touch the forehead and sometimes in the abdomen and heal people of their ailments, as well as engaging in miraculous activity with the Bible.
Wow.
And as a result of his activity there, he was able to convert 2 Abosomofo or priests.
Are you serious?
Yes, 2 Abosomofo.
So this is Wade Harris.
Wade Harris.
A crew from Liberia.
Liberia.
And he started the 12 Apostles. Is it 12
no,
apostles?
He didn't start the 12 Apostles. He called it Harris Movement.
Oh, it was just Harris
Movement in his activities.
Okay.
So he was able to start with that spiritual movement around that time, healing, converting souls, as well as spreading the gospel. And in this work, which was fully Africanized, he converted 2 Abosomofo, which was Mami Tani. Mami Tani, as her name suggests, means one who is born by Tano River.
Wow.
Tani. So she was a Abosomofo or herbalist as well as spiritualist who healed people in the community.
Which community?
Which he was coming from Axim, around the Axim area. And then there was another man called Kweku Nakaba. That is Kweku Nakaba. Kweku Nakaba also was Abosomofo at Esua area in Nzema. And he was also involved in herbalist work as well as spiritism. And they were converted. When they were converted by Wade Harris, they changed their name. Mami Tani was given the name Grace Adam. And then the Kweku Nakaba was also given the Christian name James. And after their baptism, these people put themselves into the activities of Wade Harris. Indeed, Grace was later to be married by Grace by Wade Harris.
Oh, I see.
As one of Wade Harris himself came with 2 Liberian wives.
Hey.
He married Grace and other Nzema woman called Mokwa and others. So he had 4 wives. When he left, his way of doing things.
So the Wade Harris came into this mission with 2 wives already.
Yes.
And then he also earned himself 2 more wives.
2 more wives.
Ghanaian wives.
Ghanaian wives.
Oh, he was
because
living
that
life.
is a way of, acclimatizing yourself or immersing yourself
into the system.
So he did so. After all, his belief in Christianity was that polygamy is not wrong.
Okay.
And as a result, he preached this thing to people that there's nothing wrong being polygamous and also being a Christian.
Okay.
So that was at the core of it. So when he left, his way of doing things were adopted by Grace and James.
But
James
he left.
Nakaba.
He divorced. He left Grace here.
No, he left Grace here because Grace was in the missionary activity.
Okay.
So Grace, in fact,
Continued
at
with
first, they divided their ways. Grace was involved in own spiritism while James was also doing his work. And then somewhere along the line, they all came into contact while doing their work and missionary activities. They came in contact with James Makion. Again. So they joined James Makion, and this time learned from the other ways of apostolicism. And with the
Makion at this time was still with the Apostolic
Church. He has not formed the Pentecost Church yet. And so while they were with Makion, there was some sort of disagreement. So James's nephew, called James Hackman, who also came into the church, and they also spread the gospel of the Harris movement. That time the church has not yet been called Nakaba or the 12 Apostles yet. So in so doing, they started opening gardens. The garden is where they have a circle where in the center of it is a very big, tall cross with a water underneath, which they use for a lot of miraculous functions. So one of the first person to find a place from the Axim was Kojo George, who came to Kromanti. The reason why Kromanti became their capital, he came to Kromanti and then had the first garden at Kromanti, and then started preaching the word of God as well as doing some miraculous stuff in the community. Then one day there was an issue between him and the community, where he prophesied that a whale that had died and has been washed ashore to the Kromanti is a deity, and so the people should not eat it. The community didn't listen to his advice, and they ate the whale, and then it led to an epidemic in the community.
Wow.
And he had to pray for them to be healed from the epidemic. As a result, the community believed in him that he is indeed the man of God. Yeah. And in so doing, they became core members of Grace and James Nakabe's movement. Yeah. And as a result, they moved on and they founded their Nakaba or Awoyo movement, which we know today as the 12 Apostles Church.
Oh, okay.
So that's how the 12 Apostles Church came about.
So it really started in Kromanti.
Yes, originally at Hafasini, moving where members like Kojo George built the garden at Kromanti, where later most of the members found themselves at Kromanti. So they often do have conventions, Awoyo conventions at Kromanti, where they came to see as a headquarters before moving to KJB, where KJB.
As in KJB?
Yes, no, within the area where they settled. So that is the 12th Apostle Church and where they came to settle.
But why do they call it Awoyo?
Yes, so
Awoyo for Podo Bomb, Namusma Dodging, Nabocha Copim Form, Nabocha Roro.
So the church is known for their use of holy water for miracles and healing. That holy water, they put it often beneath the cross. So they believe that the angels of the Lord come in for a visitation on the cross. And when they come, they purify and anoint the water, which is used for miraculous purposes. Again, they are also known for the use of their God. The God is the
instrument. That's
the instrument with strings around it. They believe that that instrument has a strong spiritual purpose, and they take their inspiration from the Bible. That when the Israelites were fleeing from the Egyptians and they crossed the Red Sea, Miriam, sister of Moses, was using the God and was dancing and praising God with it. So in their belief, the God, when you shake it, it chases away demons. So in any performance of their miracles, the God is shaken heavily, and the higher you shake it.
So it's shaking heavily?
So when they are shaking, they say, So the community call it.
Not demons.
They were gone.
2025 demons, Charlie, they are stubborn.
Oh, they can't stand that when you're shaking. So that I will use this thing to chase away the demons during their cleansing, during their healing movements. And this church is also well known for the way they get people into their church, what you call receiving new converts. When you want to join this church, first you are washed thoroughly with sponge.
You mean you take a bath?
Yes, you take a bath.
Yourself or somebody will aid you?
The Osofopeni will lead.
Jesus.
He will wash you with sponge and soap thoroughly.
No, hang on. Hang on. People, no, we have to take a break. Because this one, we have to take a break. Because when you join the church, somebody, as they say, it go bath you. It will tear you proper bath. Before they will, I don't know whether it's still the same. Is it still the same?
Yeah, in some areas, but over the time, because of the changes.
Okay, but it was a central.
It was central point because yes, because you need cleansing.
So look, this is the Heritage Month conversations with Kweku Dakwankra. We are talking about African independent churches, and what you just heard was the Awoyo Church. Yeah, you call it Apostles. 12 Apostles Church. We all call it Awoyo. Look, this is the first time I'm hearing. I've heard the Nakaba, but 12 Apostles, this is the first time I'm here. I'm sure most of you are also hearing for the first time. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll start from where we had our bath. This is Channel 1 TV. Welcome back. My name is Samuel Atamensa, and I'm here with Kweku Dakwankra. We are having Heritage Month conversations, and we are talking about African independent churches. There are so many things that we have taken for granted about our own history. Some of those things come back to, if you like, catch up with us later in life, you know. And at times, knowledge about these things also go to explain why we do things the way we do. So African independent churches, we're just talking about the Awoyo Church, you know, where people are initiated into the church through bathing. So you are given a bath by the leader of the church. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So Kweku, tell us more about that, and then we'll move to other churches.
So the leader of that specific church, or the pastor in today's sense, will then bath you. So men will be bathed by men.
Okay.
Women will be bathed by women.
Okay.
Unless
there's a problem.
Unless there's a problem, which a man ought to come in with for a healing purposes. After this spiritual bath, the person is then brought to the church and is welcomed and become a member. Initiated properly into the church.
Wow.
Because the bathing is to cleanse the person of all the past sins that are with him. So it is not just a bath, it's a symbolic spiritual bath, which is to change the person and to be cleansed, to be welcomed as a new soul.
You don't know whether they still do that.
Yes, while many believe that it is still done in the village communities, in the modern cities, practices have changed to meet the exigencies of the time. So that is why you know modernity and its effect on certain practices. So churches, just like all living organisms, also have been going through adaptations.
Yeah.
So this is what we see with them. And this church, yes, also believe in healing, particular Friday healings.
Friday healings?
Yes, where they pray very hard, shaking the gorge. And when they bring the person during the healing, a person is made to go half naked to the down. And when he's going half naked to the down, he is begin to shake when they are praying with the Bible. Sometimes Bible can be laid on the head or sometimes on the abdomen. And the person will be shaking, and it takes different people. The higher the person shake, the more they believe the spirit is also working and coming out of the person. And they do these things, and then the person gets his healing. Again, this church also believe in polygamy. As you can see, Wade himself, as I explained earlier, was a man who had his 2 wives before he gained additional 2 wives upon coming
so you have established that the Wade Harris man and his Harris movement, the work he started would eventually
led
lead
to the formation of the 12 Apostles Church,
Okay.
which at the core, the charismatic leader who was doing all the spiritual performances, healing, and so on, was Grace Mami Teni. But unfortunately, her co-founder, John Kwesi Nakaba rather, will have his name attributed to the church.
The movement, yeah.
Which for me, I found it in the area's time as one of the things that went against the role of the woman in the church. That notwithstanding, we also see the earlier incursion of women into the Christendom. So we have a woman where in those days the Orthodox churches do not have women priests. But these African independent churches, starting with the Nakaba, had a woman playing a critical role in healing, in the spreading of the gospel, and in the miracle. So you could see that these churches really became the foreground for the right of women in Christendom, in the Ghanaian Christian history.
Right. So that will be it for the Awoyo movement. Now, another church that was quite prominent, especially in the central region where I did my secondary education, was a church called Mozama Disco Cristo Church. I mean, as kids, the moment we heard the word disco, we thought that, hey, what's up, man? But it was so dominant and had such a serious community of loyal followers. And you care to give us a background of that as well?
So Mozama Disco Cristo Church, which is the Lord of the Cross, the Lord of the Army of the Cross Church.
The Lord of the Army of the Cross Church.
It's a rather Asafu Akufu. So this group of people was a church actually that was born out of Methodism.
Oh, Methodist so Methodist Church person.
Yes, it was a Methodist
who emerged from the Methodist church. Okay.
You
was to say that the Methodist Church gave birth to it, but this person used to be
a member of the Methodist Church. His name is Joseph William Ejanka Apia.
Joseph William Ejanka Apia.
Joseph William Ejanka Apia. He was born in 1892 at Abura Edumufa. That is why you hear where Mami Grace
at the Edumufa prayer camp.
Yeah, prayer camp. So that is where he was born to Mami Ama Osom and Kwesi Odum in 1892. He started in school at Abrodunko. When he was at Abrodunko, he attended the Methodist Church until the Methodist Church, Reverend Ato Auma, who founded the Methodist Christ Little Band, went there. And then he was the teacher. And Reverend Ato Auma was a member of a spiritual movement in the United States, the DeLoreans movement, which the church actually frowned upon. He introduced Ejanka Apia to the movement at a young age. And when he was moving to Cape Coast, Ejanka Apia followed him to Cape Coast, where he schooled. After that, he got a job. And then he became a member of the Methodist Church, the singing band, first as a catechist. As a catechist, he was posted to Asan Akuna. When he went to Asan Akuna, he worked as a cocoa buyer for some time. And then he left to Achim Osino. Achim Osino, where he worked as a cocoa farmer. Whilst there, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, but he did not make special use of it. And he returned to Aguna Abadom. When he came to Aguna Abadom, that was when he met a lot of people who were involved in church activity. A man called Samuel Dankwa, who at Gomua Ogban, who had started a church prayer group called the Faith Society. The Faith Society was a spiritual group that prayed every day, and the activity became well known, and they spread across central region within the Gomua enclave. Over a time, the church had a confrontation with the Methodist Church. For the Methodist Church saw their activities.
Most of them were members of the Methodist Church.
All of them were members of the Methodist Church, the Faith Society group. They were all members of the Methodist Church. But they blend African way of doing things with the original Methodism. And as a result, people accuse them of using occultism or juju in the way they do go about their things. For instance, Ejanka Appiah himself was also a well-known member of the Freemasonry, having been close to Ato Ahoma and others who were also members of the Freemasonry. And as a result, he introduced some of the way of doing things in the mysticism and other aspects into the church, in addition to the use of the local drums and what have you. So in their prayers, the way they make noise, the way they clap hands and so on, the church had issues with it. Mind you, this was the thing that has driven away Jacob Annaman. And these guys are reenacting.
That's from the Methodist
Church. They are reenacting what they have already dealt with Annaman and Co. to move away
from the Negration Church.
From the Negration Church. So as a result, in 1927, there was a confrontation when Reverend Gadiel Akwa actually made them that the way they are practicing, they should stop. When they refused to heed his warning, they were sacked.
Expelled from the Methodist Church.
Expelled from the Methodist Church. So Ejanka Appiah and his group, which is the Faith Society, which was then led by one Samuel Dankwa, who will form the Osamadin Church, or the Light Church, the Christ Light Church, will also move out to another community within the Gomua enclave. And then they moved to Gomua Famena. That was where Reverend Ejanka Appiah got to meet a woman whom he married and he named Hannah Barnes. So Hannah Barnes was also a spiritually endowed woman who always had constant visitation. And one of the visitation, he told her husband that he has changed the name to Natalamua.
What?
Natalamua, which is a spiritual name God has given to her. And then the husband too, the Spirit of the Lord came upon her. And then Joseph William Ejanka Appiah also became Jemisimi Ham Jehu Appiah. And so these names are spiritual names. And the place they went to stay, which is the Lord Center, became Mozano.
Oh, okay.
So the area then became Mozano or Old Mozano, where they started the church activism. Whilst they were there, the Spirit of the Lord also came to him again, that the woman will become the head of the church. And so therefore, her name will be Akatitibi, which is the queen of the church. And then he himself will become the king of the flock, and therefore you become Akaboha. So he became Akaboha the first.
That's why we have Akaboha.
Yes.
And then the woman is so Akatitibi.
Akatitibi. So that is the queen of the church, and the Akaboha is the king of the church. And where they stay is the Mozano, the Lord's place, the miraculous town.
So this is how it became the Mozama
Disco.
So how did the name come about? You have an idea?
It is a name that was given to him by God. He didn't set out to take the name. Everything was spiritually gifted. Through dreams, through visions.
Mozama Disco Cristo Church.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is the name.
So that
the
is
Army of the Cross of Christ Church.
The Army of the Cross of Christ Church. People, so this is where we lower the curtains on this episode. At this point, we are at Mozano, where we have the Mozama Disco Cristo Church as one of the African independent churches that emerged in Ghana. We'll be having a lot more to talk about in other episodes. My name is Samuel Atamensa, and you've been listening to Kweku Dako Ankra. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
And that's all time will allow us for Ajubi Afia Kinting is in with City News at 10. I am Caleb Gooder. Thank you for joining us for today. And Ajubi is here with the news. Good morning, Ajubi.
Good morning. Hello and welcome to City News at 10. I am Ajubi Wiafe Akinti. Coming up